morning. How you doing? I'm here. It's Monday. And I'm out of my mind already. It is freezing cold where I'm at. That's why I'm wearing the hoodie. I tried waiting until November, but the weather did it. Not me. Not me. It's freezing cold in this house. Outside, it's 48 degrees. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna get rain. We're gonna get rain the next like 3 or 4 days. So yeah, this sucks. This sucks, guys. It's that time of the year. What am I playing this morning? I have nothing. I have literally nothing. I don't know. I sat here for like 20 minutes just going next. I got nothing, man. I absolutely nothing. So I just figured we'd start it off. This is usually what happens. We just start the day, we just start talking, and then shit happens. So I think that we're just gonna start with that. And I got a lot of stuff I gotta go over this morning anyhow with you guys. So not having a game to play right off the bat, not a big deal to me anyhow. But there's a lot of things I need to go over with you guys today. And I started making a list and I left the list upstairs. And yeah, I'm just a mess today. I'm a mess. But that's fine. I got so much done over the weekend. We had a great weekend over here. A lot of stuff. A lot of work done. A lot of cool stuff. And then I had a chance to play some games. I played some of those demos that we had looked at on Friday. I played a couple of those and yeah. Some were good, some were terrible. But either way. Right now I don't have anything to play, but as the day progresses, I'll probably run into something. We'll see what happens. Smokey says, Arc Raiders enjoy the concept. Guns are fucking awful. Drones are OP. So I would like to start with that. Let's just start with that right now. Just get that right out of the way. Okay. Arc Raiders, from what I'm seeing, a lot of people are saying a lot of places that are like reviewing the game at this point are saying it's the best looking Unreal Engine 5 game on the market today. It's the most optimized. It's the best running. It's the best. If you don't count Fortnite. And I know it's not a joke. I'm not joking. Fortnite's probably the best looking Unreal Engine 5 game on the market. And I'm not just saying that to be silly. It is because, I mean, it's Epic's baby, right? And again, I've told you guys before, we've kind of gone, Fortnite can scale to mobile all the way up to a 5090, 4090. Actually, with the right settings, you can make those graphics cards scream for mercy with Fortnite. So I think that's the best running, best optimized Unreal Engine 5 game. But either way, this game, and from what I could tell, again, I watched a handful of people stream it. It's hard to tell on Twitch because, you know, the bandwidth isn't quite there. So it's hard to tell what's good quality. But if you watch people that have, you know, uploaded 4K or even 1440p streams to YouTube, you can see the quality. You can see the quality difference there. So depending on where you're watching it, it's, you know, but yeah, it's supposedly it's a great running game. Great. The mechanics, the controls are okay. The graphics are amazing. But yeah, the guns, the fact that it's all over the shoulder aiming, but with no scopes, no ADS, no iron sights, nothing like that. That was kind of, for me, that was kind of like, okay, it's already third person, which is a huge red flag to me. And then I was watching gameplay of it. And even I played the tutorial when the last public play test came out months ago. And I didn't really care for the TPP, but I thought it was just something for me, like the over the shoulders thing. I think it was because I just didn't have the right equipment, and I didn't really know because again I was playing on the tutorial. But I've been watching a lot of people, including Shroud, play this game a little bit over the weekend. Hollywood Bob's really who I was watching because our thought process and our game skills are pretty much very similar when it comes to certain games. So I watch Hollywood Bob because he's like the closest streamer to me, right? So I was watching him play, and it's a rat fest out there, man. It's everyone hides. I watched him in a couple different areas where he'd get tagged, he'd run behind cover, he, you know, fix himself up, and he'd go stand out in the open again to try to get this person's attention. They step out from somewhere behind a rock somewhere, tag him, and then go back to hiding again. And it was just rinse and repeat for like 30 minutes to the point where it's aggravating for the watcher, the viewer, because he's trying to fight. He's like, here, I'll stand out in the open, come fight me. And then the guy's just, you know, just ratting around. But that's TPP. That's just what happens with TPP. So I also put in Discord a story from the developer saying that there will never be a first person mode. Something about the way that it's handled when when with the camera, when you get close to an asset, everything changes, this and that. So it's a good read if you want to go take a look. But I was hoping that they were going to release it with a FPP mode. Not going to happen. So I personally did not play the beta over the weekend. Again, I watched a couple people play it, but I know Smokey tried it out. He was enjoying it. He actually posted a screenshot or two. Who else played it? Anybody else get a chance to give that a shot? For me, Arc Raiders is kind of it's a good idea. It's a good concept. And originally it was PvE only. And then by request, they had the shoehorn in that PvP aspect. But it seems like it's more PvP, heavy PvP than anything else. So it seemed like every time I was watching somebody play, they're off doing the missions and then they get ambushed. And then it's just constantly, and then trying to get out, just constantly running into other teams. And then, these badass drones and robots are coming out of nowhere, third partying the people that are there. I don't know. It just seems like a very frustrating mess, but I don't know. Maybe everyone's experience is different. I get that. So who's going to be shoveling money into their accounts on the 30th? Who's buying the game? Who played it over the weekend? Anybody, any thoughts? Anybody want to add their thoughts to this conversation? Washout today. Hot shot, what's going on? It was 46 this morning down in Bama, so I feel you. Bro, it's cold. It's cold, man. We still haven't had to turn on the heat in the house yet. And our room gets the coldest. It's over a garage and it's on the other side of the house where the wind really hits the side of the house. So our room gets the coldest, our bedroom. We have a little infrared heater up there, which is perfect for these situations. So that little fucker ran most of the night to keep us warm. The rest of the house is fine. So we're still not to the point where we have to turn the heat on, which is great. Because they, again, in Michigan, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but in Michigan, they just raised the fucking utility rates again. They got permission from the government to raise the rates again. So, man, it's been a rough year, guys. It's been a rough year on our wallets. I know it's been a toughie, and it looks like it's going to get worse before it gets any better. So hang in there, guys, which means that a lot of you guys are not going to want to part with your money when it comes to games this year. That whatever is left over this year. So who's holding out? What are you guys buying? Between now and the end of the year, are there any games you're looking forward to? Are there any games you're looking to buy? Does anybody have anything pre-ordered? Who's getting Call of Duty? What's going on out there, guys? I'll keep bouncing around a conversation here. Did you get through Breakpoint? I haven't touched Breakpoint since whenever I last played it, which I don't remember. I lie. Saturday night, I got back in there for a minute because I wanted to see if I had unlocked anything else. And I messed with my character for a minute. I put a red bandana on him and I changed him. I made him look more like Rambo. I showed it off to the wife and then I got out of the game. I didn't do any missions, didn't do anything. All I did was just do some character creation because I was already playing some demos that I had downloaded from this Next Fest. So there's that. It looks fantastic, Ren. Super smooth. They're doing a Simpsons Fortnite. I did see that. I did see that. And their Springfield was gonna be a map. Apparently, they're gonna have a special Springfield map for this event. I guess that's what I read this morning. Interesting. Lost me at high stakes TPP. To be honest, part of the reason that I moved to playing Air Sim and War Thunder. Yeah, I mean, PvP and TPP don't belong in the same sentence to me. You could have TPP all day long if it's a single player co-op game or whatever. But as soon as you introduce PvP and then competitive PvP, if you have a ranked mode in your game and it's a TPP game, you're doing it wrong. That's all I got to say. So I'm not really interested in Arc Raiders. I know a handful of us had said that we weren't, and I didn't even download the thing. I was watching other people play it, and I don't feel like I missed out on anything. Like I watched what I needed to watch. I saw what I needed to see. It's not for me. Don't really care. It's getting high praises right now for being probably one of the best optimized Unreal Engine 5 games coming soon. So they got that going for them. That's great. And maybe other companies need to look and see what they did specifically to get their game to run properly. There's other games out there right now that, that could use some serious optimization, at least some tweaks when it comes to Lumen. Lumen's and Nanite, that's the big culprit when it comes to games not running properly or having a hard time running on older equipment. So games don't scale very well now anymore. It's like if you want to play a newer game, your equipment has to be less than 3 years old. Anything older than that, and everything seems to struggle. I don't mind over the shoulder, but the guns are just terrible. Best gun was green hand cannon pistol. Yeah, they said that the way that the guns were designed is to make TPP or PvP. I'm sorry, to make PvP the TTK a little longer. They wanted you to have longer drawn out fights, is what they're saying. But I still understand why it's all over the shoulder. I don't like that. I hated that in PUBG when they forced on you. You had to double click the trigger to go ADS, and then later they gave us the option to turn that shit off. You can bypass over the shoulder altogether, which is great. And then FPP, we had 3. We had hip fire, chest fire, and then ADS. Morning, Penguin. What's going on, man? I missed part of the 2 show. 2 show. Ammo is non-existent. You don't find guns really ever. You need to bring in like 300 rounds. Half your ammo will go to killing drones. Yeah, so I was actually paying attention to that too. It didn't seem like that when they killed people, they were looting a lot of ammo. There wasn't really much. So, I mean, I guess that's supposed to add to the whole, paranoia of playing the game. You have these huge, robots that you might be able to take down unless if you have the right amount of ammo for it, this and that. So it's just a very desperate run. Everything is it's just desperation everywhere. RV there yet? Comes out today, I believe. Talk, I swear to missed part of the talk show. Gotcha. I swear my autocorrect. Yeah. Eric Q, how you doing, man? Welcome in. Another thing that I got to do yesterday, it surprised me, but every morning I go through, I lay in bed for 10 minutes going through all my, news for the day. And I had no idea, but in 2019, a group of modders got together to create a mod for an old game that I played for you guys on this channel several times. Simpsons Hit and Run, which I think is one of the greatest games ever made. It was like a GTA Simpsons game. Came out in 2003, I do believe. Dropped on all the platforms at the time. I played it on Xbox. I loved it. This modding team put together a complete overhaul of the game to make it Futurama Hit and Run. Yeah. So yesterday, I got the news that, number one, it was actually a project that was in the makes for 6 years. And then yesterday afternoon, shortly after the video dropped, they released the mod for PC. It's a demo, so there's not a whole lot. There's probably an hour's worth of gameplay there, depending on how you play. I downloaded this immediately, got it set up. I played it for like an hour, and then I uploaded like 25 minutes or so. I kind of condensed it down. 25 minutes of this being played on my PC. It is awesome. Awesome. It's just as badass as you think it'd sound. Now, I put this in Discord for you guys. If you have not watched it, you need to. I'm going to put this here. Hopefully this is the one. Hopefully this leads you there. You got to watch it. It's blown up right now on the internet, on the interwebs. Now, the only thing is that if you go watch the video, if you look under the comments, a lot of people are having a hard time with the AI voice, and I get that. But they released a statement saying that it's the AI voicing is just there as a placeholder. They actually have voiceover actors that are actually doing the lines and everything, and that'll come when the game actually fully releases. Which, if they're only releasing a demo now, and it's probably a year or two out, but still well worth it, especially if they don't charge you any money for it. Right now, you can grab the demo for free. It's pretty easy to do, to get it running on your PC. If you don't want to go through the trouble of doing all that, again, the video is there. You guys can check that out. It doesn't have my face on it. It doesn't have my my voice or anything. It's just me playing the game, having a good time with it. So go enjoy it. Go have fun with it. But that's now I'm excited for that game whenever it comes out to play through that. So that was fun. That was a nice little surprise that we got. This town ain't big enough for the two of us. That's right. This oh, it's Justified. What an asshole. All right, let's get rid of this guy. Fuck this dude. Audi, he's gone. All right. So that was the big thing that I did yesterday, and I was having a blast with it. I had a great time. I showed the wife, and she loved it, and hell yeah. So, and then after that, I went and finished all my skate videos. So again, YouTube channel, guys, if you're not paying attention to it, I put shit out there all the time. I put 5 more Thrasher videos from the early 90s. These are all skate videos that I found when I was doing my big VHS upload thing. You guys have one more day to watch the CKY documentary that is that Bam Margera is personally having removed from my channel. So tomorrow I'm gonna have to yank it. I don't want the strike. He still hasn't responded to my email. I don't think he's going to. That's fine, whatever. But it is what it is. So if you guys get an opportunity, you want to check it out, it's there for you. All I'm trying to do is just get awareness out there. This is something I loved when I was younger, when I was a skateboarder. CKY before it became Jackass was awesome. I loved it. So go check it out. All I'm trying to do is I'm just trying to secure history. That's it. I'm not trying to make money off this guy. I explained that in my email, but he doesn't care. It is what it is. It's got to go. It's got to go bye-bye. So luckily the other ones he hasn't picked apart. Just something about that documentary. I don't know what it is. He just doesn't want it up there. This just in 789 details at 10. I love it. Got a lot done in Ghost Recon thing. I'm 78% complete, which doesn't make sense because I still have a lot of stuff locked. I think that number is only pertaining to the original core game and has nothing to do with the DLC. I really do. I'm at like 80 some percent, and I had to move because there were so many bugs with some of the missions. I had to go forward and do some of the Splinter Cell shit, and then the chapter 3 stuff where you find the strategist or whatever, or the main guy, the southern character. So I don't know. I killed all them guys, and I'm kind of getting to the point now where it's either a bugged mission, or it's just running around trying to find blueprints. I'm pretty much to the point where it's just there's nothing else for me to do in the game. Except for these raids. People talking about these raids. I want to give those a shot, but we need a full team to do it. You're taking away his money. How dare you, BD? I know. I mean, it tells you. So when you put certain things up, it tells you it can't be monetized, which means I don't make any money off it, which is fine. I don't really care. Especially when it comes to like those skate videos. It's not my content. I'm not looking to fucking make any money on it. I'm just trying to get it out there. It's on a VHS tape rotting in my fucking attic, you know? Like it's not doing anybody any good. It's history. I got to get it out there. I got to preserve it, right? So that's why I put it on my YouTube channel. And I don't care. I don't care if I don't make any money off it. It's no big deal. If I make a video and I put it online, yeah, I want to make money on it. I put in the work. I put in the effort. I put in the time. I want to get paid on it. That's fine. But like this stuff here, I mean, I did put some time in, you know, having to extract it from a VHS tape, digitizing it, upscaling it to 4K, and then putting it. So I put work into it, but I don't expect money off it. It's not my content. I'm just trying to preserve it. That's all. And that's what I tell these people when they send me these things. It's like, guys, I'm not trying to hurt your business at all, but you know, show me where I can buy it. That's what the CKY video, I don't see where I can buy it unless it's secondhand. So how am I hurting him? I don't know. Whatever. It is what it is. I cannot play the new game. My computer is a dinosaur and I'm on a fixed income. I understand completely. What game do you play, Eric? What do you play? What is your what's your go-to game right now? Are you on console? Are you on PC? Never mind, you just said your computer. What PC games do you play? Simpsons Hit and Run was a masterpiece. Played on PS2. Yeah, a lot of people are getting it confused with Road Rage, which Road Rage was more of a crazy taxi. There were 2 Simpsons games that came out roughly the same time. Hit and Run was more of a GTA style game with missions and stuff, which was cool. And Road Rage was more of the crazy taxi. You had to get people from here to there and there and here. So that was that kind of the clone there. I play seek and find games. I gotcha. Someone sent me, who was it? It was Deja. Deja sent me the link to a game called Boxes, which is a puzzle game. I love puzzle games. I love these types of things. But they actually gave it away. They gave it away. Epic gave it away a couple weeks ago. I don't know if you guys saw that or not. If you guys aren't paying attention, Epic Games gives away games every week. Usually it's just, blah games, but every once in a while you get some good stuff in there. So always pay attention to that stuff. My computer only has 4 gig of RAM. That is old. Well, I mean, it just depends. Do you have one stick of 4 gig? Is it running DDR3? It's probably running DDR3. So yeah, you're kind of limited to what you can play. A lot of games. I've actually been going back and playing a lot of games from the early 2010s, mid 2010s. And I'm sure you could play a lot of that stuff. There's a lot of good games out there from 10, 15 years ago. If you missed them, I'd go back and play them. My whole Epic library is free games. I'm at like 20 now. Hell yeah. Wish we could get a remaster of the Warriors, but I doubt Rockstar ever will. Yeah, that's a game that I did play. I have a hard drive that's built to be, it's called Zemu. It's an emulator for original Xbox. I might have showed this guys to you before. I actually have a video showing you how to build your own on YouTube as well. But I just plug this hard drive into any PC. I boot it up. It has its own operating system on it. And I can play old school Xbox games. I have most of them on this thing. And the Warriors is one of the games that I do play on there. I get that thing. I can, utilizing this program, I can upscale it and I can clean it all up and use cheats and shit like that. That's the way to play the old school games, man. If you can get an emulator to run properly, you can upscale things. You can get it to look and run way better than it did back in the day. That's the way to do it. So, if I were you, Hotshot, and you want to replay the Warriors, I would absolutely do that. Get a copy of the Warriors. You utilize this Zemu thing, and then plug a controller into your PC and you're gaming, dude. But I actually, and there's another sub channel on my YouTube channel of just all these old school Xbox games being played, whether it's a full playthrough or just first 30, 40 minutes of the game. Upscaled and running better than it did natively on the console. I have a ton of those games on there too. And I got to start doing those again because I have a lot more I need to do. And now we're getting back into winter. You're going to start seeing these things start to pop up as I'm locked into this cabin. I won't be leaving until April, May probably. So I'll be getting a lot of content out this winter. With summer's over, outdoor time is done. Now it's indoors for the next 6 months. So stay tuned, guys. Really keep your eye on the YouTube channel. That's where all the fun's happening. I'm actually a writer. 3 novels under my belt. Nice. Congrats. That's awesome. Sounds good. I may look into that after I start work next week, more than likely because I got the job from that interview. Congratulations. We knew you'd get it, brother. We knew you'd get it. No one here doubted you, except for maybe Manic, but I don't speak for him. Either way, congrats, man. Manic and me, there you go. Or is Manic your new boss? That'd be funny. That'd be funny, man. This new boss of mine's an asshole. What's his name? Nomad? Manic? Nomad? That'd be great. I'm not going to say his real name on stream, but that'd be funny to find out that you work for him. Yeah. So what else happened? What else happened over the weekend? Anything else? A handful of you guys played Arc Raiders. It seems like that's the game right now. The only 2 games I see being played at all on Twitch is Battlefield 6 and Arc Raiders. This whole weekend, that's all it was. There was nothing else out there. I don't know. I still, Battlefield 6 still is just off my, every time I watch people play it, it's just like, I have to double check to make sure I'm not watching someone play Call of Duty. It just looks like Call of Duty without the goofy skins. I don't know. And then again, once I found out that Vince Impala was part of this project, I'm like, oh, of course they're going after Call of Duty. Anyone that knows the history between them, that's what he's doing. He's trying to knock them off their pedestal because of what they did to him 15 years ago. Well, 17 years ago now. So, that's, yeah. It is what it is. But I don't know. The more I watch Battlefield 6, the more I'm turned off of it. I don't know. I mean, I'm still gonna try the BR, but I mean, it to me it looks like it's just gonna be a Warzone clone, and I'm good on that. So we'll check it out on the 20. I think it's the 28th is when it drops. So 8 more days next week, Tuesday next week, whatever. We're gonna download it. We're gonna try it. We're gonna run it for a day or two, and we'll probably just move on. We'll see what happens. Right now, I think on the 23rd. 1, 2, 3. Probably Thursday. So what I'm seeing is that if you pre-order the deluxe version of the Outer Worlds 2, you get 5 days early access to it. And then I also read the Game Pass Ultimate subscribers will have the same access. So we should be playing Outer Worlds 2. It said the 23rd, so that would be Thursday. So Thursday, we should be gaming. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this. I really like the first one. It was a good time. Took me a little while to get around the RPG elements because I don't like that type of stuff. But as far as an FPS, a solid FPS shooter with a decent story, it was a good one. I liked it. You're looking at the latest Cabana Boy? There you go. Congrats. We'll love to see a Fighter Squadron added to Helldivers 2. Can you play that? Does that run on your rig? Not your game style, but check out RV there at Steam. It's just a silly game to play with the homies. Okay. I'm going to a floater for an equipment company that handles a lot of machinery. I'll be bouncing between accounting, parts, service, and so on. I gotcha. Until they probably figure out like where your strengths are and such, and then they'll set you down in that spot. So musical chairs until they figure out what music you jam to. There you go. Well, either way, congrats. I love it. Hell yeah. So I played several of these games. Remember Friday, if you can think back that far now. Friday we looked at a handful of demos. The words are coming to me slowly now. I think I need another shot of espresso. All the demos that were being showcased in the the Next Fest on Steam, which I'm pretty sure it's over with now. Let's just see. I know it ran until today. Okay, so it's still happening until 1 o'clock today. So if you guys want, there's still time. I don't know how the demos work. I don't know if they're only available during this time or if it's just a big showcase and then demos stay. So if you haven't yet, I would go through and I would check which ones you have not played yet, and I would get in there and start getting to them. Let's see. No, just love to watch gameplay as a new movie each time. That's right. Absolutely. So I tried a couple different games. I'll go through them with you. The Polygon Bit Battle Royale. This was the PUBG low poly PUBG game ripoff. It's bad. It's really bad. Not very fun. It's basically just PUBG but in TPP. I think you go into first person when you aim, if I can remember correctly, but it was just bad. I can't tell if they're real people. I can't tell if they're bots. One was I was up in a window. This is how I died. I was in a window. I can hear people moving around out downstairs, and I was in this house on the second floor. I can't see anybody, but they're right in front of me. So I'm assuming they're right below me, right? So I go and watch the stairs, and then I hear somebody downstairs running around. All of a sudden, I'm shot dead, and the guy's downstairs shooting up through the floorboards where I was standing, not knowing that I was there. It was so weird. So I assume that it's AI or something, but it was, I jumped in 3 times and each time it was pretty much the same thing. Got shot through walls. I can hear people moving, never see them. It was, I don't know. It wasn't very good. So I uninstalled that one. I kind of figured as much. That wasn't going to be very good. I downloaded and played Road to Vostok. That new demo, it's pretty much the same thing, except for instead of using a menu to spawn in enemies to kill, they're just there. I don't really see any. It's just a generic looter shooter survival game. It doesn't look any. I mean, it looks the same as everything else out there. I don't see a whole lot of. I don't know. That one's off my. I'm taking that one off my wish list because there's just nothing there for me. What else did I play? Cleared Hot. Cleared Hot is the Desert Strike, the strike game from the Sega Genesis era where you're in a helicopter and you're doing all these missions and shit. Cleared Hot is like a spiritual successor of that. Now, that was probably the best demo I played out of all of them. It is fun as hell. The banter, just the writing is hilarious. Just their back and forth that they do is great. The controls need a little bit of work. It looks like it plays better with probably a controller. I'm on mouse and key, and things are a little clunky, especially when you're trying to pick things up. But it was a lot of fun. So if you don't want to play any other games, at least try that one. I think you'll have a good time with it. And then moving on to Reanimal. Reanimal was amazing. Reanimal is amazing. Oh, and it makes my computer cry. My computer's no slouch. It's not top of the line. It's not a Manic Nomad computer. But it's not a slouch by any stretch. In my computer at 1440p with everything maxed out, it screams, man. It screams. I tried pushing it to 4K, and I was getting 40 frames, 30, 40. I was like, nah, I can't do that. So yeah, rocking that thing at max settings. It looks incredible. Plays very well. Looks great. I'm really excited for this game. So I think I'm going to play through it a second time, even though I know all the puzzles at this point, just because I just love those types of games. I think it's great. And then I think that was it. It just was those ones. Did I play any other ones? I think that was it. I downloaded another one called Midnight Walkers. This is supposedly let's see. This one is a hardcore FPS. It doesn't really say what it is, though. It's a zombie game, but it's also like a looter shooter. And it comes out in November. It comes out the end of next month. It's an extraction FPS with zombies. It's supposedly like a, people are comparing it to like Dying Light. So you're fighting, and it's got PvP aspect as well. So it's a PvE zombie, FPS zombie extraction game. Now that's a mouthful. It looks like it's mainly hand-to-hand combat. So this kind of reminds me of, I mean, I never really played the Dying Lights. I played Dead Island, kind of similar to that. So that's interesting. I have not played that one yet. I think that was one of the last ones that I had downloaded. Yeah, but again, I mean, I didn't really play a whole lot of these games. I didn't really get a chance to do much. Immediately after my stream on Friday, I realized that another elusive target had come out on Hitman. So I quick ran over there, and I did another video there. I found a better way to get this one done. This is the second or third time I've done this elusive target. Top 10 in the world. Number 9 on the leaderboard, guys. Top 10. I felt really good about that. Just under 2 minutes, I do believe, or a little over 2 minutes. Yeah, it felt good. It felt good getting that one down. So that's on YouTube as well. So there's a lot of shit. If you're missing me, just look up the YouTube channel. There's all kinds of shit going on there. So, someone turn the heat back on. No shit, man. Whew. It's chilly over here. It's come up a degree. It's 49 degrees now, guys. In sun. I need some footy pajamas. That's right. You have to check out Jump Space. Bought new hoodies and sweats yesterday. There you go. So we got to look up two of them. We got to look up RV. RV is one of them. I hate that. So some pages you go to, they have their trailers immediately start on this on Steam. And then on top of that, they also have, if it's live, if someone's streaming it. So then you have two audio sources fighting over each other, and they're both at max level. Gotta love it. Number one of them is RV. Got to look up RV. RV camp? All I see is gas station simulator RV camp DLC. Is that what we're looking for? And then you said jump space. I think I've seen this one before. God damn, there it goes again. Okay. Jump space for only jump ship is a mission-based co-op PvE for 1 to 4 players where you are a crew of a spaceship transition seamlessly from crewing the ship to on-foot exploration. Let's see what this is all about here. Here, let's just check this out.
Hi, I'm Philip Colianos from Keepsake Games, and this is Jump Space, a mission-based co-op PvE space adventure. As a crew of up to 4 players, embark on a variety of missions across the galaxy and upgrade your ship along the way. Engage in ship combat, handle emergencies, and explore locations on foot. Playing solo? Don't worry, your bodybot will be your trusted wingman. Your adventure starts in the hangar where you select a mission, pick a ship, and its equipment. Each mission in Jump Space demands strategic choices. Jump to riskier sectors with high risk, high reward, or take a safer route. Do you want credits?
Do I speak French? Jean m'appelle BEATDOWN.
Let's head to this sector next.
Si vous. I took French for one semester in high school. I know how to say my name.
Our jump drive. Let's disable it so
and I can say some bad words.
While we engage the other
so
fighters,
like femme chien.
The crew can board the jammer ship.
We use that one a lot.
Their way to its components.
I don't speak it natively. I'm sorry. I know a couple words and that's it.
Ship disabled. We got some more loot. Oh no! An asteroid shower is hitting us. Let's jump. Now we can craft ammo and items for the final sector. Disabling these artillery cannons, attacking our fleet. Now, we have to head down on foot using all our gear to stay alive and capture the cannons. Mission complete. Let's head back. Back at your hangar, spend your hard-earned resources to upgrade your components, unlock new ships and suits. Customize yourself and fight the machine virus in style. Then kick back with some drinks and tunes before heading out on your next adventure. Every mission will be different, and who knows what items, modifiers, and paths you'll find that will define your run. And that's Jump Space, launching into early access on Steam and Xbox, September 19th. We are so excited to keep expanding this game together with you, and we hope you'll come along for the ride. Like and subscribe, and join our community on Discord. Fly safe.
All right, not my type of game, but I see there's a lot of people here in this community be interested in this game. Reckless is number 1. This looks kind of like an Elite Dangerous with some shipbuilding like aspects to it. There's a lot going on here, but I not for me. But thank you for the recommendation. I appreciate you. Yes, it is hard to speak French. I took 1 semester of French and then Spanish, and I remember more from the Spanish, and Spanish was easier to pick up. But again, this was many years ago, and I've forgotten most of things. Especially when I live in, it's funny because I live just an hour or so from the Canadian border. I've never been to Canada. But they do speak French up there in certain areas. You think that I would have learned it to utilize it, but again, I've never been to Canada. Where I used to live in California, and I've been to Mexico many times. It was spoken a lot more down that way, obviously because we were so close to the border. And Spanish is a second language out there. So but I lived here. I moved here when I was taking those classes because my mom moved me out here when I was like 12 or 13. But I do miss California. That is one regret. My grandma now, she's 90 years old. She just celebrated her 90th birthday. She's not here yet, so I can talk about her. She is actually actively learning Spanish right now. And she just moved from California. She lived out there for like 50 years, and she moved back here to be closer with my mom. And she's just now learning Spanish, even though she lived out there. It's so funny. But yeah, it's never too late. She's the prime example. It's never too late to learn something, guys. So when you're like, oh, I'm too old to learn another language. No, you're not. I'm too old to go back to school. No, you're not. If you're still breathing, you can do it. So, what did I miss? Jump Space, this game right here. This was recommended, that something I might like. It's not for me per se, but I could see you 100% playing this game. There's a handful of you guys that I think would be great playing this. Penguin, where's Penguin at? I think that's a game for Penguin too. I don't see RV in here, brother. There's RV there yet. Is that it? Or RV Kingdom? RV Reloaded? Baking Bad. Not Breaking Bad. This is Baking Bad. That's great. This looks like a it looks kind of like if Schedule 1 met Borderlands. It's like a Borderlands Schedule 1 game. That's supposedly coming out this year. We'll see. RV there yet? The struggle is it's co-op based. Well, it says that there's single player too, and that there's a robot that will assist you and get some things done. I don't know. Okay, so this is the game that I downloaded. I haven't played this one yet, but it's called The Midnight Walkers. You guys want to check this one? I don't know if I show this one off to you guys on Friday or not. It was one that was on my radar because other reasons, but let's check this one out together. Oh, we did watch this. Now I remember. So there was a game on the 360 that was incredible. I don't remember if it was a launch title or if it came out shortly after the release of the console, but it really pushed the limits of the 360 at the time. It was called Condemned: Criminal Origins. Does anybody remember that game? Awesome. It was creepy. It was like playing the movie Seven. It was wild. This has got similar looks to it. It kind of reminds me of that type of game, which is fantastic. If you guys never played that game, go back and play it. The second game was pretty cool. It kind of went a little more into the lore of, of how you had these powers and shit like that. One of the craziest levels in a game ever was when you're out in the cold and you're up north somewhere in Alaska, and you're I think it was a helicopter crash or a plane crash. Anyhow, you're trying to make it to this like resort that's been condemned or whatever, and there's a bear chasing you the entire time, and then you get inside, the bear goes in and is in the walls trying to get to you. Oh my god. Whew. I'm getting the shivers just thinking about it. Oh yeah. That's a great one. So let's see if it's got to be in the store. There's Condemned Criminal Origins. What about the second one? Is the second one not available? Does anybody remember this game? Good Lord. Came out in 2006. That's when this is. So about, April. So 6 months after the release of the console, this game came out. I don't see the second one though. Oh, that's why. Because it was made by Monolith, and Monolith did all the Fear games, which are fucking crazy. Oh, no, they don't have it. What a bummer. All right, so the second Condemned is really good, but it must be console only, so whatever. Trailer looked promising. Sure has single player. I Advocate has in best experience with. I got you. I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah, it seems like all the games I've been playing lately, it's better experience with a crew, but I play everything solo. That's just how I operate. There we go. Next fast there. 83. Does anybody try playing this? Misery, this is that stalker fucking game. Exile Protocol. Road to Vostok was very boring. There wasn't really much there. Again, it was just a very small demo that was just basically just killing enemies. Reanimal, I would definitely download that and try that out. Let's see. Painkiller. I was really excited about this, but it's taking the story is completely different. It's in a completely different atmosphere now. It's focused on co-op, which it wasn't before. I don't know. I wasn't really into it. I played a little bit of the demo and I ended up just uninstalling it. If it would go back to its origins of the original Painkiller, I'm in, because I thought that was a great story. But let's see, Break Fall, Nuclear Winter, Shadows of Soldiers. Separated, The Faked. What in the Schedule 1 is this? This game was not really good. That was kind of a mess. Deadline Escape. Never got into this. This is a low poly extraction looter shooter. Everything's low poly now. Everything. This will probably be the next one I play right here. This 83 demo. Ravenous Horde. Deadland Outlaws. Splash Paintball. Okay, so we're back to the same one we looked at on Friday. The Cabin. What is this? 80s themed zombie survival shooter. Play solo or co-op in VR or on PC. Okay, maybe I need to fire up some VR. Maybe that's what needs to happen. That's crazy. Yeah. Okay. Maybe, I don't know. That kind of seems goofy. Drop Dead. And that looks about it. We did look at this one here where you're just a medic. You're a medic in the war. That's all you do. That seems kind of cool too. Long Drive North. Gravebound. That looks like an AI fucking picture if I've ever seen one. All right, so that's it. Is the Arc Raiders demo, the play test is still happening. I thought they ended it this morning. So there you go. The game comes out in 10 days. The play test is still happening if you guys are interested. You guys want to check it out. But that's still a thing. So that was big over the weekend. A lot of people were playing Arc Raiders. A handful of people here in the community were playing as well. It sounds like, as of right now, Smokey's the only one that played it. He did enjoy it. Anybody else try Arc Raiders over the weekend? And what were your thoughts? Did you like it? Did you hate it? I was interested. I was going to put a poll up, and then I got sidetracked. I didn't get a chance to do it. So I figured I'd just ask you guys in person today. What do we got going on over here? Over here on the Xbox Game Pass, or we'll just call it Game Pass for us. They released a handful of games since Friday. Ball Pit, PAX D, whatever the hell that is, and Keeper. I'm going to try Keeper. I'm going to try this game here just because it's from Double Fine, and Double Fine makes some double fine games. Double Fine makes some real fine games. So I'm going to try this one out. This one sounds kind of weird. You're a lighthouse that wakes up and has to travel to the center of this world or whatever. Sounds crazy and interesting to me. I'll play it. I love the Double Fine games, man. So that one's new as of the 17th, 3 days ago. So give that a shot if you guys are interested. I got an email this morning saying that the new benefits for Ultimate started today. So where's my Fortnite Battle Pass, guys? I want my V-Bucks. I need my V-Bucks and I need my Battle Pass. That's what I need. Let's play some Grinch. Here, I'll show you what the Grinch is, man. It's kind of silly.
Grinchmas is coming.
Yeah, a lot of gameplay there, huh?
Join the Grinch and Max in the Grinch Christmas Adventures, Merry and Mischievous Edition. Explore Whoville and caves that are deep, snagging the presents and gadgets you'll keep. Tiptoe through Whoville. Don't be too shy, but stay out of sight as the Who's wander by. Make Grinchy mischief in 6 brand new levels, creating some chaos with your inner daredevils. Find festive food for the grand Christmas feast. Enough for every Who, Guest, and Beast. Finish the speed run. Be fast, be slick. Using your snowboard, that will do the trick. It's time to dress up. It's Christmas after all. Find all sorts of items in the new Grinchy store. The Grinch Christmas Adventures, Merry and Mischievous Edition.
All right, seriously, who's going to be playing this now? I know one of you will. At least one of you will be playing that.
Join.
Get out of here. All right, so that's available to play too. That's been out since the 3rd. So I don't know. I looked at it earlier and I was like, oh, I bet you that's an easy 1,000 achievement points, but probably not. No, it is. Okay. Finish the main game in 3 hours. Main an extra 3 hours. A completionist for all the achievements, I'm sure. 5 hours. So there you go. There's not much gameplay there, guys, but there's something for you to do, especially if you're, like me and you like to rack up those achievement points, which I am currently at. Let's see what my profile says. Where does it say? I thought it would tell you here. It does not. Little bastards. Right there. There's my badge. 21 years. 21 years I've been a Xbox Live patron here. Oh yeah. I thought it would show you. I thought it would show my my score, but I guess it doesn't. Oh well. Oh well. Surprise, Hitman isn't 100%. Well, so Hitman has this game mode I don't really care for. It's a sniper assassin. Yeah. So basically, you're just sitting on a perch somewhere, and you just use your sniper rifle to take down people in different areas. But there's hidden things, and there's different ways you have to do it. I don't really like that. And there's most of the achievements I don't have from that is because of that game mode, which I don't fucking like. So that's, yes, but if you're wondering, that's why. I don't think there's any achievements that are obtainable in the regular mode. But yes, it is kind of weird to see that, seeing how much I play that game. But yeah, that was pretty funny. We're not playing. I don't know if we'll be playing the Grinch, but and I was looking at this game here. This is basically just a movie. I was gonna play this on like Friday, and I passed it up because it's not a game per se. It's just it's an interactive movie. I'm not into those types of things, man. I want to play. There's nothing worse than having to watch cutscene after cutscene after cutscene after cutscene, only to be given a quick time event. The QTEs, I hate the QTEs, man. Timing has to be right. You have to hit a button at the right time. Hit a button, hit a button, hit a button, hit a button. No, man, I want to aim down sights and shoot this bastard. That's what I want to do. Are you going to speed run the Grinch game? I was going to try to get it under 2 hours. The Grinch platformer. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. It just looks like a fucking kid's game to me. But I also played Bluey to get 1,000 achievement points, and that took me probably 20 minutes. So, I mean, I don't know. So, I mean, here's my issue right now with Game Pass the way it is. I know that the dust is cleared, and most people aren't talking about it now because we've moved on to something else to be upset about. But if they're going to raise the price of the Ultimate, they should be dropping a shit ton more games on us than this. Again, they should have raised the price maybe $5 and left it at that for 6 months and then tried bumping it again. But I don't see, since they have announced the price increase, I don't see a lot of games here. I don't see a lot of games that are interesting. I mean, they did give us the Ubisoft Plus library, so there's a lot of games there. But again, a lot of these games date back 10 years. And chances are you're like me, that you've played majority of these games. So there's not a lot there. Breakpoint was really the only one on the list that I hadn't played. I went back and I started playing a couple of the Assassin's Creed games and got so far and just kind of like shut it down. So there's not really anything there that I'm interested in. Hogwarts Legacy, I mean, I own that on my wife's account, don't really care. But I don't see anything. They're not really giving us a good reason, with the exception of, Black Ops 7 that's coming out, which, whatever. I don't see an Outer World 2, so there's that one as well. But I don't see a lot of... if they're going to raise the price that much, they need to drop some serious games on us, or at least let us know like what games are coming soon to the platform. Because right now, I don't see that there's a lot here. There's not much. And I know that, if you're a Fortnite fan, you're going to basically get your money back. You're going to recoup your money in the battle pass and the V-Bucks and all that shit. So it makes sense. But again, if you're not a Fortnite player and you don't care about Fortnite, that's just wasted money on you. Matter of fact, I wish there was a way I could give it away, because I would just probably raffle it off to you guys. Just do a drawing. Here, you guys want my monthly battle pass and V-Bucks? Here you go, But whatever. That'd be epic. To run the Grinch game, maybe I will. I mean, a challenge accepted. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe that'll be my next video for YouTube, is I'll play through this. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We could pre-install this now, and I think, let's see. Okay, so this says 9 days. But I read that they're 5 days early if you have Ultimate. So I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't see where it says that you get the 5 days early. But this has happened before. This has happened before where it was stated somewhere that it was going to happen, and then it didn't. Oh, it was what was that? The Rainbow Six Siege clone back in the summer. Ready or Not. Remember? Okay, so remember Ready or Not. I saw an article that said that it was going to Game Pass. There was two sources that said that Game Pass was going to PC Game Pass was going to receive Ready or Not the day that the day or day before it came out on console, and it ended up being not the case. You guys remember that? So this is another situation where it's being reported that if you have Game Pass Ultimate, you'll get early access to the game. But if you go to Xbox's their site, it doesn't state that anywhere, nowhere. So who's coming up with this shit? Who's making all this crap up? I cancel my subscription to Game Pass. I have mine set. It ends on November 11th, I think is what it is, and then it's automatically going to switch over to PC Game Pass. So I'm gonna keep Game Pass, but I don't need the Ultimate anymore because I don't use cloud gaming. I don't use my console. And I only play PC games. I'm still interested in getting having the availability of playing these games through the Game Pass. I still love it on PC, but I don't need to spend the extra money. So, and I think PC Game Pass is like $17 right now. So I did my last re-up last month for the $21 or whatever it is now, and then right before it goes to the $30 premium price, I'm just backing it down to PC Game Pass. Did I play Arc Raiders yet? I played the tutorial months ago during the first public play test. I'm not really interested in the game. I watched a lot of people play it. Not a lot. I watched several people play it over the weekend from time to time. It's not for me. I just TPP games are just, I can't play them anymore, especially when it's PvP TPP. I just can't play it. It just doesn't look it just doesn't look fun. The aiming, the weapons, the loot, or the lack thereof of loot. It just doesn't look fun. Smokey played it. He enjoyed it. He had a good time with it. But I just, it looks good. Don't get me wrong. It looks good. And apparently it scales pretty well and it runs pretty well on older PCs. But I don't know. I was this goes back to people don't understand what what they own. They don't know the value of their personal belongings. But I was on Facebook Marketplace. I don't know why. I was looking for some PC parts that I could use for some projects I have going on. I had a guy who posted a video card. Bought it new. Used it for 4 years. Recently upgrading, selling it. He's selling a RTX 3060 vanilla, just the 3060, not even the Ti. He's selling a 3060 that's been used for 4 years for $350. I'm pretty sure that's more than it cost brand new. Well, he bought it during the epidemic, so he probably ended up paying more than he should have for it, right? More than MSRP. But a 3060 in 2025, the end of 2025, for $350 used? I wouldn't even buy one new for $350. That's crazy. I think you can get a 4060 Ti for that. Yeah, that's wild. But I see that kind of shit all the time. All the time, man. Especially when it comes to like retro things. People are trying to sell these corporate computers from the mid 2000s for $150,000. It's just like, what are you doing, man? That doesn't do anybody any good. No one wants that shit. Yeah. So Northern Wolf, what did you think? I've been asking this all morning because the only person that's talking about it right now is Smokey. But what did you think about Arc Raiders? Did anybody else here that's still here? Did anybody play Arc Raiders? And what do you guys think? Do you guys like the game? Are you going to be buying it? It comes out next week, a week from today. No, 10 days from today. So what, next Friday? Who's going to be playing it? Who's going to get it? I'm going to pre-install this bad boy. Maybe it'll let us know. I'm really hoping that it's available on the 23rd. Let's see. I'm going to go to. All right, here's premium edition. Let's go to this and see what it says. No. You gotta buy it. And it says it's available on the 24th, not the 23rd. So I'm getting different information over here. So it looks like the only way on Game Pass in order to play it early is you have to buy the upgraded edition. So $30. If you pay $30, you'll get all the DLC, art book, and soundtrack. You know, like everyone's just lining up to get that. You get all the DLC, all the extra stuff here, and then you also get access to the game on the 24th. So, bummer. I'm just gonna wait. I'm gonna wait until the game fully comes out because I don't even know if I'll be interested in the DLC. Usually comes out what? 4 to 5 months after the fact. I don't know if I'll even play it. I didn't play the DLC for the first game because it came out so far after the game was released that I wasn't even playing it anymore. Didn't even care. It looks really cool, but probably won't be playing it as well. Yeah, there's really nothing that I'm interested in playing the rest of this year. I had a list over here. I don't know where it's at anymore, but we have Outer Worlds 2. Mouse, which supposedly was going to be coming out around Christmas, but because they got Troy Baker involved and they're doing voiceovers and they got a little bit of a bigger budget, that game probably won't be coming out until beginning of next year. Exoborn is another one that's been on my list for a long time. That probably won't be released until next year. So there's not a lot of games coming out between now and the end of the year that I'm interested in. Outer Worlds 2, Black Ops 7 campaign, which I'm going to play. I'm not really looking forward to it, but I always play the Call of Duty campaigns. Don't really care about the main game. Don't really give a shit about that. I am interested, though, to see what's going to happen with this new extraction mode on Black Ops 7 at the end of the campaign. I'm interested in seeing what this is going to be all about. We have a well-known developer, Call of Duty dev, in our community. And when he comes in, I try to ask him questions, but there's a lot of stuff he can't talk about. And that's one of them. He can't say anything about it. They're trying to keep it a secret, trying to keep it, as a kind of a surprise situation. We know about it, but we don't know much about it. I'm hoping that that'll turn into something cool. DMZ 2.0, we know it's not going to be, but it'd be cool to see something like that. I don't know. We'll see. And then having PC Game Pass during that will allow me to play that. So looking forward to that. Other than that, man, I don't know. I don't see really anything else. They used to have a spot here where it would talk about the games that are coming out. Like it gave you a list of upcoming games. But I don't see it anymore. So they raised the prices. They raised the price, I should say, of Ultimate. They unlocked another catalog of Ubisoft, and they're still kind of sprinkling us with some newer games, but I don't see anything here that's like jumping out at me like I gotta have Ultimate so I can play this game coming soon. There's really none of that. Kind of a bummer. So, what about Epic? What's happening on over at Epic here? Let's go here. Looks like we have, what is that? Black Phone. We have Black Phone and Friday the 13th going on in Fortnite right now. Amnesia, The Bunker, and Samorost 3. These games are cool. I like these types of point and click adventures. Fear the Spotlight comes out on the 23rd. Okay, so nothing really that we care about there. Speaking of Jason, I got my wife to watch the very first. She's never seen the very first Friday the 13th. She had never seen it before. She didn't know. So we watched that last night. And she's like, this is really different than what I was expecting. Because I had mentioned something about, we were talking, trivia. It was movie monster trivia or something like that. And I was talking about, the origins of these. And I said something about like Friday the 13th, like he wasn't even the original killer. And my wife's like, what? I'm like, you've never seen the original? You've never seen. So we had to watch it last night. She didn't until the very end. She didn't get it. She didn't know. She had no idea. So somehow that twist of Friday the 13th that came out even before I was born, she never heard the twist of the original Friday the 13th. She just thought Jason was the slasher in all the movies. She had no idea. And she never figured it out the entire time. It was great. So at the very end, she goes, oh my God, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, all right, cool. My wife has seen a lot of movies, and she has seen a lot of not movies too. She's actually seen more movies recently with me than she did when she was younger. So I blame her parents. Amnesia Bunker is a tough one. All the Amnesia games are pretty tough. There was a Machine for Pigs, and then there was the Dark Descent, and I think that was the third one was the Bunker. They're all tough, and those are rogue games. Those are those right. You gotta figure out the right path. You got to figure out where to go, when to do it, how to evade them, and yeah, it's a scurry game for real though. Burrito Escape, hey-o. I think the biggest thing for Xbox the rest of the year is probably Outer Worlds 2 or Ninja Gaiden. That's where I forgot about Ninja Gaiden 4. That's going to be a big one, yes. Nothing else comes to mind, though. Yeah, I agree. She's uncalled. I tell her that all the time. I'm not offended by that. I mean, she's not even offended by that because she's like, I just didn't do a lot of that, I watched some movies with my dad, and that was it. So there's a lot of movies she hasn't seen, especially from the 80s or even early 90s. There's a lot of movies she's never seen. So, I mean, we're always looking for something to watch on the TV, It's like, you want to watch a show tonight? Nah, what movies we got in the queue? And then I'll go through. And then I have so many older movies set in the queue now. Because she's like, nope, never seen that one. Nope, never seen that one. Nope, never seen that one. Like, we're watching it now. So she's caught up to great cinema in the last 10 years, I want to say. She's watched a lot of movies with me, and she's starting to get caught up. Now she gets references. She's getting the references that beforehand, when I would say these things, she'd be like, I don't get it. What is it? Oh man. I'm cautiously curious about the new Gears E-Day, but I don't remember if it has a launch window. Yeah, that's another one of those games where they just keep pushing it off. That's supposedly going to be next summer. Next summer is supposedly going to come out. That's a game I think we've all been waiting for since 2009, 2010. That we knew it was coming, right? We like that's an era of Gears of War that you need to go to. We saw Marcus's whole storyline. Then we got his kid's storyline. Then we got some random girl that was a friend of the kids. That storyline sucked. It's kind of like Star Wars, man. The original trilogy was great, and then the prequels sucked, and then the last ones were just horrible. Like, horrible. That's how I feel with Gears of War, man. The original trilogy was fucking great, and then Judgment came out, and you're like, eh. And then 4, 5, and 6 or whatever, it was 4 and 5, I'm sorry. 4 or 5 come out, and you're like, where are we going with this story? Like, what is happening here, guys? So going back to when Marcus was younger, and they were the E-Day was a thing, that I'm looking forward to. That is going to be awesome. I would like to see like the Pendulum Wars. I would like to see young Dom and young Marcus fighting the Pendulum Wars. That would be cool. Wolfie's the same way, and my entire conversation skills are movie and lyric references. Yes, a lot of them are still, yeah, right over her head. She doesn't get them, and I have to explain it to her. She goes, oh yeah, I've never seen that. Oh, I never heard of that. And State 3 is still unknown where it went. They're saying 26 again, but that's going to be pushed back. We know. GTA 6, that got pushed back again. You guys saw that, I'm sure. I'm sure that was all over the place. It went from what, May 26th or whatever to now it's being pushed back to October. So now we're a year out. But again, I mean, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen with this game. It's just going to continuously get pushed back. Until they announce the PC version, I don't give a shit about GTA 6. And even then, I'll probably be like, I'll buy it day one, I'm sure. But it's a console release only for, the foreseen future. Don't care. Have fun. Enjoy your game, guys. Judgment was cool for Baird's story, but that's about it. I agree. The multiplayer was terrible. I had a modded 360 at the time, and you could download all the DLC and you could play it on LAN. We had some LAN parties. We'd play LAN, but it was like whatever. It was just more of the same, but just kind of crappy. I want the war that got Marcus locked up. Let me commit crime. That's E-Day. That's E-Day. That's he ignored orders. And they sent him to the brig. Did you see that they're remastering Army of Two? I did not. Dude, Army of Two was a great game. I played that. I played both of them with my oldest son at the time. My oldest son at the time was still my oldest son. That sounded weird, didn't it? So yeah, Army of Two came out in 2010, right around the same time as Black Ops, and we love the first Black Ops was incredible. That was a great game. My son and I played the hell out of that. I still have some clips of him and I playing together 15 years ago now, when he was just a little dog. He would have been 11. Yeah, I think he would have been, about right around 11. But Army 2 is a great game. Great game. I downloaded a PC version and tried playing that, and it just didn't have the same feel. So a remastered version would be great. Couldn't care less about GTA 6. Same for Elder Scrolls 6. Oh, I didn't even know there was an Elder Scrolls 6 coming out. I didn't no idea. I don't care either. GTA 6 still says May 2020. I don't see a pushback date. What? Oh man, I gotta look this up now then. Shit. 6 release. I won't release. Yeah, still saying 2026. Oh, there was a new trailer too? Huh. Oh, okay. Weird. Yeah, I read the other day that they had pushed it back to October. Cite your sources. That's what you got to do, though. You got to be very, very careful. There's a lot of clickbait, a lot of AI bullshit going on out there. So, This is why I only focus on games coming soon and not rumor releases, etc. We're gonna have officials. I want it in my grasp. Used to drink a lot of bourbon. I still do, but I also used to. I don't want to know about something with a decade in development. Man, I'm getting old. Yeah, I know. If you guys are on Discord, I posted a picture there. My son's 21st birthday. My youngest son turned 21. So it's a picture of me and my 3 boys. They're all over the age of 21 now. We're all holding a beer together. You know, it was such a moment. I was so happy. You can see, like, I'm grinning like an asshole. I'm so happy. You know, I'm finally able to have a legal beer with my kids. My daughter, who's 16, felt like she was being left out. She's being excluded from the group. And I was like, are you 21? Then sit over there and shut up. So yeah, great picture. Oh, and it proves I have hair. Who here thought I didn't have hair? I have hair. So there you go. The picture with me, my hair, and my beer, holding with my boys. So my oldest son, MJ Cole, my oldest son is 26. He'll be 26 at the end of the month. In 9 days, on the 29th, he'll be 26 years old. So they range from 26 to 16. And my youngest son just turned 21. So yeah, I do feel old some days. Other days, like today, I woke up ready to go. Feel good, man. I don't know why, because it's cold as shit. Usually when it's cold, my bones is achy. But no, I woke up ready to rock and roll. It was great, man. I don't know what this is. They think I have a drinking problem. I don't. They just have a problem with me drinking. That's what it is. Yes. Just kidding. No, you're good. I have a drinking problem. 2 hands and only 1 mouth. Well, I'm surprised you don't do an enema. Why don't you do like a wild turkey enema? That's dude, you'd be so fucked up. Petition to rename Manic to Edward 40 Hands. There you go. I like that. Great pick. I love that picture. Hell yeah. Hot ass sideburns. Let's go. Which one's the youngest? So I probably should have gone through here. I don't think I could share my screen here. So, okay. If you guys are looking at the picture, which is in announcements. So the far left is my second youngest son. He is 22. The one next to him, who's really excited holding the bottle like this with the Jesus, Jesus there. That's my oldest. He's going to be 26. He's also the shortest out of all of them. And then my youngest, the one standing directly next to me with the long curly blonde locks. Yeah, he's 21. So, and I look tired, don't I? Don't I look exhausted? I wasn't tired. I was exhausted from being up all night drinking. That was a good time. So the youngest is one directly next to me. Next to him is my oldest, and then the one next to him is the middle child. Colin, Justice, and Christian. Being old is a physical fact. Feeling old is an option. Staying healthy, man. That's right. And I do. That's why my wife's been cooking better for us. We're trying new things, new habits. We go for longer walks now. Trying to stay as healthy as possible and as long as possible. But the more we do these things, the more we feel better, the more we don't want to live here. Michigan is not unless you enjoy the cold, unless you're a hunter or you're an outdoorsman, there's not a lot of time to do outdoor stuff here in Michigan. So we want to go south. Go south. Dude, you could be my dad. At least I'd have a cool dad who games. I could be. Depends on where you're at. It could be. I'm just kidding. Now it's my turn to just kid. Yeah, I feel young. I still feel young. I still look young sometimes. That photo doesn't really do me any help. It doesn't do me any good though. I don't know. I look at the picture. I was like, why do I look so tired? Why do I look so exhausted? We had taken everyone. That was later in the day though. That was the day that we went to the orchard. Everyone went. I got all the kids together. We went to the orchard, got some donuts and cider, and did a little petting zoo and all that shit. And then we went back home. We made dinner for everyone while the kids carved their pumpkins and shit. So that was like the latest part of the day, and I was already exhausted. So, but I was so excited to take that picture. I'm only 2 years older than your oldest. Wow. Wow. My youngest sibling, my sister, she's not an oops baby, but she came very, very late in life. I was already almost 18 when she was born. I'm the oldest. She is a year and a half. It's like 16 or 18 months older than my son, my oldest son. So my sister and my son grew up together. They went trick-or-treating together when they were really little, and yeah, it's crazy now. Now my sister has her first kid. She's got a second on the way. She's been married for years, and it's just crazy. Just crazy to see how I babysat my sister, you know. Now she's got kids of her own. It's crazy. Must have been the early bird dinner. Imagine me and Ink as your sons. You mean Ink and Skin? You mean Joey? I knew Joey was younger, but I thought Joey was in his mid-30s. I know you're not talking about Ink and Skin. Ink and Skin's my age. Wasn't there a Sergeant Johnson quote, "Son, I would be your daddy, but a dog beat me over the fence"? Yes, I think that's with the you had to have the no, it was a skull. I think Johnson does say that, but it's the "I would have been your dad" skull. That's IWHBD skull is what it is. And what it is, when you activate that skull in Halo, it gives you alternate banter, alternate spoken lines, and there is some pretty funny shit in there. Yeah. Joey's your brother? Got you. Okay. So I might have played with you then before, haven't I? Because I played with Joey, and then I think it was his nephew. Maybe it was his nephew. And I think I played with you too. We all played Grand Theft Auto Online a couple of years back. Was that you? I'm pretty sure I played games with you before. Because Joey, from time to time, would jump into games with us, and then he'd bring family members or friends that he was playing with. So I'm pretty sure I played with you before. He's like 31, 32. Okay, all right. And it's been a while. I mean, I've been streaming for almost 5 years, 4.5 years now. So okay, so he was in his mid-20s when I first started streaming. Okay, that makes sense. We play PUBG. There you go. Okay, all right, got it. I knew your name looked familiar, so I apologize. And I've been racking my brain over here, going, how do I know this person? I know them. But I also went to school with some Coles, so every once in a while I get some old high school buddies that pop up here and check us out and see what's going on. You get the usual, "Oh, bro, you're a streamer? That's crazy. I thought you were dead." Like, "Oh, me? You thought I was dead? Shit, I thought you were okay. All right, bro. All right." Yep, still kicking, man. Still here, still kicking. That's awesome. What else? Oh, Reaper Actual. We haven't touched this game in a while, but I'm still in their Discord, and I've been kind of trying to pay attention to things, because I still think that this game is possibly a scam. They've actually released a couple of updates in the last week, except the last one, the day after they released it, they rolled it back because there were major issues with it. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence about this game, guys. I don't know. I still, everything still points to this being a scam, but I don't know. Only time will tell. Only time will tell what exactly is going to happen here. So, no, it's all good. It's been a couple of years. Yeah, I try to keep track of that. Hang tight here just a second. Okay. So I keep getting, my phone keeps going off, and I'm trying to figure out, what it is that Futurama video I put up yesterday. It's getting a lot of attention. A lot of people are interested, but the downside of that is that people didn't really know. So I had to post something this morning to kind of calm people down. But everyone's upset over the AI voice. Everyone's upset that they used AI to do the voiceovers in this Futurama game. But the devs released a statement saying that it's just a placeholder. They actually have voice actors, and they're recording the lines right now. So when the mod does actually come out, complete mod or whatever, it won't be AI stuff in there. But it seems like every time my phone goes off, it's another comment on that video. So again, if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out right now. I do believe, hopefully this is the link to it. I did it early this morning. But go check it out. This is a mod for Simpsons Hit and Run, which is a game that's 22 years old now. They're changing it entirely over to Futurama Hit and Run, and it's a lot of fun. I played the demo yesterday. I put up I think it's like 26 minutes of gameplay. So go check it out and see what you think. I mean, in a time where we're having a rough patch in games and there's a drought, there's obviously a drought. There's not a lot of good stuff out there right now. A lot of games, not a lot of good games coming out. Go check out older games that people are modding and working on right now, trying to bring back the classics in a new way. So finding out that who was it earlier that said that they're doing a remaster of Army of Two? Yes, this is what we want, guys. This is what we want. Until the AAA studios can figure out what the fuck they're doing and they start pumping out some good quality games that are full and not full of bugs on release. Going back and remastering and bringing back older games that were fun, that's the way to do it. That's the way to do it, guys. That is amazing. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Go check it out. Have a good time with it. Leave it to the mods to make the better stuff than insanely funded. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, earlier in the year when we got into what Surround did, and then I played another low poly game. I can't remember which one it is now. That was my thing. I was like, okay, you're going to leave it to one developer, a solo developer, Schedule 1, a solo developer making the game by themselves, getting better hits, getting better reviews on their games. And these guys the AAA studios that are spending hundreds of millions of dollars to build with a staff of hundreds, something's not right. Something's not right here, guys. So then you start hearing about all these layoffs and stuff, and you're like, well, is it warranted? Are they just making room for AI, getting rid of humans that are making mistakes and replace them, or are the staffs too big? I don't know. But again, if it's gonna take all these people to make these games and then they don't sell well, you got to make cuts somewhere. Meanwhile, these solo devs that are making their games, putting them on Steam, and then just basically sending them checks every goddamn week. I wish I knew how to make games, because I would do the same fucking thing that these guys are doing. I'd be out there making my game, sitting in a basement, 10 hours a day, making a game. Look at all the success stories of the guy. I can't remember his name now. He's got a pretty funny name, but the guy that made Minecraft, one of the most simplistic games ever designed. I mean, at the time, it's a little more. It's changed considerably over the 15 years it's been around. But that guy right there, you know how much money he made off Minecraft? Crazy. Concerned Ape with Stardew Valley. You know how much money that guy made off that game? The guy that made Flappy Bird. You guys remember Flappy Bird, the game that was on everybody's cell phone 15 years ago? These guys made money, big money, for their ideas. And these AAA studios are out here spending 5-6 years, $100 million, and a staff of 200 to make a game that completely goes on delivery. What was the game that came out early summer? And it failed hard. Like, the game didn't even run properly. It was crashing everywhere. Mind's Eye or Mind Eyesight or something. I think it was Mind's Eye. You guys remember that game? No one ever talks about it anymore. No one ever. They spent how many years developing that game? They spent how much money developing that game, and now it's just a skid mark on video game history. it's just crazy, man. Star Wars. Oh yeah, what was that game? What was the Star Wars game? It wasn't Jedi Survivor. Outlaws. Was Outlaws the one that was like really, really, really bad? And Jedi Survivor wasn't really good either, but yeah, it's just, all this money that they pump into these games and they release it, and then, they question, like, when people are like, this game's garbage, this game's trash. Do you know how much time we spent on making this? We don't care. We want a fun game to play that doesn't have bugs in it, It's not broken day one. It's too bad. Yeah, Outlaw. Who was talking about? I think it was Subnuke was saying something about that. He was all excited for it, and then it came out and it was just garbage. Hot garbage, even. That's that Boxes game that Deja was talking about. Yeah, but again, I don't know. I don't know. How many of you console guys are getting out of Game Pass Ultimate? Who had Ultimate that is now getting rid of Ultimate, and who has Ultimate that's going to stick with it? Anybody? Do we have anybody here that's willing to raise their hand and tell us how they feel? I bet if you went to work on a game, it would be pretty fun. Just remember to keep it simple. That's right, Kiss. Keep it simple, stupid. Speaking of Kiss, did you guys hear that Ace Frehley died over the weekend? It wasn't that big of a news, I guess, because of, other things that were happening in the news. But yeah, Ace Frehley passed, and so did D'Angelo. I think he passed on Friday. See, ADD kicks in, when I'm doing this here, and I'm just up all over the place. Beep, 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 beep. You might have to rewind it to get the information I send out there. I've been playing a lot of Xbox One and 360 games. So I don't need it. I just switched over to PC, so definitely me. Yeah, I'm doing the same thing. My monthly sub to Ultimate runs out on November 11th, and it's set to automatically switch over to PC Game Pass. So that's where I'll be living the next year. Again, you guys already saw. I showed you that I'm a 21 plus a member of Xbox Live. So it's hard after 21 years of being, a subscriber. It's hard to just give that up. I feel like it's a patch that I got to wear. I have a Steam account that's older than most of my kids. Yeah. But I've been gaming all my life, so. I went down to $10, but then got GameStop and now have Ultimate till $117. Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. There you go. Just stack them bitches right up. For now, there's been no change. If anything, I got a free half month. There you go. Yeah, and hopefully they don't do what they did the last time they did this kind of stuff, where they would prorate you based on the dollar amount. Because they did that before, and we had talked about that. It was kind of shitty the way that they had handled it, because everyone was trying to stack it. But then when the price change happened, they went and they prorated all your shit. So then basically you got it all cut in half. It was not very good. It's not a good way to handle things. But fingers crossed. Fingers crossed, man. Yeah, that's why I went and stacked to see if they prorate. Hopefully they don't. Hopefully they learn from their last mistake. But what's the maximum you can stack them? Is it a year? It used to be 2. Because I'd go out and I'd buy the Xbox Live Gold 1-year subscription cards when they went on sale. Sometimes they go on sale during Christmas, especially if you like a Costco or a Sam's Club place like that. And I'd buy like 2 years at a time and drop them on there, which was great. Because I also had that for my kids. And then they did Xbox. You guys remember they did the Xbox Live Family, where you could have up to like 4 family members? That was awesome, because I utilized that. Because then I had all my kids underneath my account, so all I had to do was pay for one, and then the other accounts that were under the family program all got to utilize that as well. But this is back when you were basically just using it for online gaming. There wasn't really, they didn't have free games. They didn't have monthly shit like that. It was none of that. They at one point in the late 2000s, they had this, it was a card that it was going to be used for, like, it was kind of like a debit card, and it was going to be used for different promotions and things like that. I got 2 of them. I had one for my previous Xbox account that they made me change my name because they said it wasn't appropriate, which was D's Nuts 420. And then I changed it to 1-800-BEATDOWN, which, that's what it is now. But I have 2 cards the same that were going to be used for some programs that never ever happened. So I have those saved. But I got a lot of swag and shit from the last 30 years from different programs and different things. Shit, PUBG partner, I have boxes full of all the shit that they gave me when I was PUBG partner. Every month it seemed like they were giving us something else. The skateboard is one of my favorite things that they gave me. Got a badass PUBG skateboard. Oh, yeah. But anyhow, gotta go. Back to work, man. Have a good one. Thank you, Cole. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Good to see you again. So yeah, I don't know where the conversation's heading. I just know that I'm out of coffee. So I'm gonna take a quick break, go hit the restroom, check my messages here real quick, grab some coffee. I'll be back in just a minute, and we'll talk some more games. Whew. All right, I'm back, ready to rock and roll. Anyhow, what were we talking about, guys? We're talking about games and such. Arc Raiders is the big one over the weekend. We talked a lot about that. So far, it sounds like just a couple of people from the community actually played it and enjoyed it. What did I play? I played a bunch of demos over the weekend. The one you got to play is the Cleared Hot. You got to play it. Just go just have fun with it. It's a great game. That one actually comes out soon, I want to say. I think it's still this year. Love it. No, it just says it's just sometime this year. So they're still planning on releasing this before the end of the year. I 100% will be dropping money on this day one. This game is going to be so much fun. I hope it has, and maybe it tells you in here, but I hope it has some co-op to it. I think it'd be great. 2 choppers running around at the same time. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I just finished modded Fallout 4 Minutemen ending. Was it good? Cleared Hot. This is the spiritual successor to the Strike games from the 90s, the Desert Strike, Jungle Strike, Urban Strike. This one is a lot of fun. I had a blast with it. Played it over the weekend. This and a handful of other ones. But yeah, this one was by far my favorite. This and Reanimal were probably my favorite demos that I got to play over the weekend. Reanimal is definitely going to be a game that I'm playing. It's probably not going to be on Game Pass, so I'll end up buying it. But God, those games are so creepy. I love them. So for next year, I have 2 games that I'm 100% waiting for. I can't wait. I'm buying them day one. Take my money. One's already pre-ordered, but 007, 100%. That game's gonna be the shit. I can't wait for that one. And then Hell Let Loose Vietnam. Hell Let Loose Vietnam is probably gonna end up being my daily driver. That's gonna be my new game that I'm gonna be playing every day. So I'm really looking forward to it. And then what we were just talking about, Reanimal. But Reanimal is going to be that's a solo. It might have co-op in it. I don't think it does, but that'll be a fun game to play. Possibly buying Little Nightmares. No. I somewhere along the line, I got it in my head that PC Game Pass was going to have that game, and then it came out, and I was like, it's not on Game Pass. I'm like, well, I'll just wait for it to be on sale. Maybe I'll buy it down the road. But I've been watching people play it because they had a Twitch drop last week, I want to say. So I've been watching people play it, and I don't know. This looks like the same thing we got with 2. It doesn't look like it's changed much. But if you know the storyline, the people that made Little Nightmares 1 and 2, they left the studio to go create their own studio, and they made Reanimal. So if you're looking for a game that's like Little Nightmares 1 and 2, Reanimal is going to be your game. The some leftover people, and then they brought in some other people. They're the ones that went off and made Little Nightmares 3, which has some co-op to it, I guess. But I don't know. The reviews are all like saying it's not the best, and it's just more of the same. And so I might buy it when it goes on sale, if there's a good enough sale for it. But Reanimal is the one I'm looking forward to. That's going to be the one. That's the game, man. And that be it. I tried the I told you guys about the PUBG, the low poly PUBG game. Not very good. Never. It was full of bugs and it was messy, very messy. I think the rest of them I already uninstalled. Painkiller, not quite what I was looking for. That ends up being like a co-op game, and I'm not really into that. And Arc Raiders not for me. Not really interested in that game. I know a lot of people had fun with it. It looks like the stress test is still happening. I don't know exactly when it shuts down. Probably at 1 o'clock. Maybe they'll let it run a little bit longer. So if you guys haven't had a chance to play the game, you're interested, you want to know what it's all about, jump in there and play it while you can. Otherwise, it comes out in 10 days and it's going to be $40. 30 or $40. I think it's 40. I think it's $39.99. Here, I'll tell you right now. $40. Be $40 starting out. I'm sure there's gonna be a deluxe edition for more, but you know, that's the starting price there. So I've also been playing over the weekend some Black Ops 2 Zombies, and I have to say it's definitely much more difficult than Black Ops 2. Never really got into the zombies games again. Like the first time playing COD Zombies was Modern Warfare 3, but that was more of a DMZ minus the PvP, adding just zombies everywhere. And it was okay. But I mean, coming straight from DMZ, they had just killed off DMZ and we had just jumped into the zombies. It wasn't fun. Like all I wanted to do was play DMZ at that point. And then last year's zombies mode was the very first round-based zombies I played. I had fun with it for a little while at the very beginning. But after a few days of playing over and over and over and over, it just kind of got boring. My kids were all into the zombie game. They loved zombie games. The origin was World at War. After you beat the game, after the credits and everything, you got to play the first edition of zombies, which was kind of cool. You know, at the time, there's this little hidden game mode, which I thought was great. All I read, Arc Raiders is great. People losing their minds over it. Yeah, I just don't see it. I don't see the game looks great. Supposedly that's the thing is the game looks amazing and it runs great. One of the best running Unreal Engine 5 games on the market today. But man, the controls, the forced over the shoulder aiming, the weapons, with their damage and lack thereof, and the reloading, and I don't know, it just doesn't look fun to me. But if they could take those graphics and they put that into a first person shooter that has a little more going for itself, I'm in. But I think the people that are like Arc Raiders because it looks good, but the gunplay and the gameplay is not what they're looking for. I think Exoborn is going to be their game. So we'll see. Whenever Exoborn decides to come out, I think that'll be for the people that aren't into Arc Raiders the way it is. They see things that they like, but it's not the game for them. I think Exoborn is going to be that game. So I'm glad that there's enough room for everybody in the extraction shooter, looter shooter space right now. But in the next year, there's going to be a lot of extraction shooters, a lot of them, because that's where the market's going. So for better or for worse, you're going to have more options in the next year. It's okay. The guns are awful. Drones are OP. Guns barely do damage to the drones. The amount of ammo you use trying to kill them, you don't have left over if you run into real players. Ammo is hard to come by, barely finding any guns. Yeah, didn't play it. Graphics did look good. Yes, everything is mixed and extremely this side of that is what it is. Yeah, it just, I don't know. I know I'm getting older and I'm coming out of the old man generation, the golden era of video games, which I think that we have already passed the golden era, but the games are going in a different direction. Every time a game, I'm like, no, come back to reality, come back. But I got to remember that, there's a lot of younger people out there that have different viewpoints than I do. So, I either stay on board, I give up games and go read books or something. I don't know. But it seems like all the new games that are coming out are not I have zero interest in for one reason or another. And am I getting picky? Am I getting pickier in my old age? Am I getting ornery? Am I just getting ornery? Or is it just, that the games aren't what they used to be? And I wholeheartedly believe it's just games aren't what they used to be, which I understand, we got to progress and change and, adapt or die and this and that. But I don't know. It gets to the point where I just like today, I'm just kind of like, I sat here for a half hour. What am I going to play today? I'll just talk. I'll just talk. The most fun I've had with a game in the last week was playing the Futurama game yesterday. I was sitting here like a little kid. I'm recording and I'm playing, just having a good time. My wife's looking over my shoulder. Oh, this looks cool. This is cool. This is cool. I was a little kid yesterday playing that, and I had such a blast. And that's a mod for a 22-year-old game. Yeah. Crazy, isn't it? Crazy. At least most everyone has their well full or somewhat full. I spent my weekend playing the new Pokemon, which is amazing to me. Monday and Wednesday, I'm playing Valorant. Thursday, though, through Saturday, hopefully Battlefield 6 and maybe Payday 3. Smokey's in that payday, man. If you have room for another, Smokey's all about that payday. My well is full. There you go. So you have plenty of things to play right now. My library of things that I have installed on my PC right now are mainly games that I'm gonna get to at some point, or games that I want to finish, or games that I still play, which there's not many. Surrounded. I haven't touched Surrounded. Let's see. I haven't played Surrounded since August 22nd. That guy said there was going to be a new update in the last month. I haven't seen anything come out. Nothing. I haven't seen anything. Where's the factory? Where's this new map? Where's this new area in the map? I want to see it. Schedule 1. They've actually added some things to the game, but where I'm at in the game is I need a logistics person and a delivery person. So until they add those characters to the game, there's not really much there for me. I need to get back into Rise of the Golden Idol, though. I am behind 1.5 DLC pack right now on that game. And Gray Zone. I actually played Gray Zone on the other day, 2 days ago. I popped into Gray Zone just to see what was going on, trying out the new, they're testing out this new update. I got in there to check it out. I helped 2 people with helicopters to get to areas they've never been to. I took a ride. I worked out the kinks in my CPU, why it keeps running so damn hot, things like that. Shot a couple bad guys, and yeah, it was fun. It was fun. Maybe play Grounded again. Oh man, fuck that. That game was bad, dude. That's where I said fuck it. It should have been a 20-30 minute mission. It ended up being 3 hours of my day. We got stuck in the anthill. We couldn't figure out where. They wanted me to pick up a seed or something, a larvae for a red ant. Everywhere I went, where they pointed me, there was no red ant larvae available, and I went deeper and deeper in this thing to the point where I couldn't even get out anymore. It was ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Not for me, not for me, but for you, yes. And if I get into a game that I don't like and I see somebody else enjoying it, I'm like, good, that's all you. That's you, man. You have fun with that. Make sure you put some video up though of you playing the game. We want to see it. And then I'm pretty much to the point where there's nothing else for me really to do in Breakpoint and Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So I'm kind of done. I'm done. There's nothing else out there for me. So here's the games that I have currently on Xbox Game Pass, or just Game Pass. Okay. Stalker 2, which I'm going to finish that game at some point. I Am Your Beast, which I haven't even started yet. It's supposed to be some kind of cool gimmicky FPS game. Want to check that out. South of Midnight. When did this game come out, guys? Let's see. When did this game come out? It's been so long since I played this May 22nd is when the last time I played it. It's been so long since this game came out. It doesn't even show me anymore. No, it's there. I started playing this on April 8th. That's when the game came out. April. Right before my birthday, actually. I have 2.5 hours into the game, and I was going to go back in and finish it. Never did. Never did. But it's still sitting here. Avowed. I remember I played through that. I beat the game. I have 2.1 days into this game. I got half the achievements. I was planning on going back to some of my game saves and where the story branches out, trying to go the opposite direction to get the rest of the achievements and see how the storyline comes together. Never did it. That's still sitting here. Cyberpunk 2077. Remember that the game screwed up at the end and it gave me the worst ending? I chose one thing and it gave me another. I was planning on going back and doing the same thing, trying to get all the different endings since I'm at the end of the game anyway. I'm just utilizing different game saves, going back and trying to do all that. Never did that. Never did the DLC. Never did any of that. So I got a lot of shit sitting around that's just like, I look at it and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know. But now Deja's got me. We were talking about The Room. There's a game called The Room. It's a puzzle game. It started out on Android. I think it was a tablet game like 15 years ago. There's been 4 games. There's a game very similar to it called Boxes Lost Fragments that's on PC. I downloaded that because I want to check that game out. But I don't know, man. There's just Outer Worlds comes out in 9 days. That'll be the game that I'm going to be playing, and I'll be playing that for a few days. But man, I got nothing going on. I got nothing, man. I hit a drought again. You guys have heard me say this a lot this year, though. There's no more games. Where'd all the games go? What happened to all the games? But again, we've had a pretty rough last couple of years. Not a lot of good games have come out. We haven't really had a good year of games. Can you remember the last year we had like a really good year of releases? Anyone? I mean, the last game that kept my attention for longer than a week was DMZ, and that came out in what, 23? No, it's 22. Came out 22, didn't it? Oh my God. No, it was 23, wasn't it? It's been 2 years. I'm gonna say it's been 2 years. Yeah, so it came out, I want to say it came out in probably 22, and then it was 23 that we played it most of the time, yeah. But yeah, I mean, that was the last game that really caught my attention that we played on a daily basis. But Battlefield BR in 8 days, yes. The Call of Battlefield, or the Battlefield of Duty. I don't know. The more I watch people play Battlefield 6 right now, the more the BR is looking like a Warzone contender, which I don't really like Warzone. But then again, Warzone next year has got this Blackout mode coming out, which has got my attention because, again, Blackout was the best BR besides PUBG, for me, my opinion. So seeing Blackout return in some form is interesting, but I don't think it's going to be what we think it is. I think it's just going to be more of a callback, because I doubt the map's going to come back, which would be awesome. If they could bring back everything about Blackout, but on newer engine, same map, newer engine, but the same way that you played, where you drop with nothing, you have to pick up your weapons, pick up all your items. I'm in. I will be playing. But if it's just the gimmick is that you have to find your own attachments to guns, I don't think I'm that interested in that. Again, whatever. For me this year, but that's my opinion. Well, that's good. Good. I figured last year would have been your, with Diablo 4 dropping and Remnant 2, or was Remnant been out for a while? Someone got me to buy Remnant. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was Subnuke. Playing Remnant for a while, but Diablo 4 was huge for a lot of you guys. That was like your game. Yeah, so this year for me, the only game I was really excited about, that I was really looking forward to, was the DLC for Indiana Jones, and that ended up being 4 hours long. That was it. That was it. What else came out this year that was great? I need to go through my year releases and the games. I keep saying every year, I'm going to keep a record of all the games that I play during the year, so I can go at the end of the year, I can go back and go, these were the best games of the year. These are the worst games of the year. Here we are. But what came out this year that's been really exciting for people? I think for console players, they had a better year this year than PC. Because, you guys got, let's see, you guys ended up getting Rainbow Six Siege PvE mode. Ready or Not, that's what it was. Ready, you guys got Ready or Not on console this year, and then you guys got what was the other one that was a big one? Oh, Delta Force. So you guys got Ready or Not, and you guys got Delta Force over the summer, which were huge releases for you guys, but those were big releases last year. No, Ready or Not came out years ago. Delta Force came out in December of last year. So Vampire Survivors, that was available on everything though. Vampire Survivors has been out for years. Hell, I played that on my Xbox. I still have it on my phone. Vampire Survivors has been out for years. Hades 2, Indiana Jones, Expo 33, Battlefield 6, Pokemon. That's a pretty good year for you then. Silk Song. I've been playing Battlefield a bunch. Only played one of the game before. I'm a COD guy, just playing it a bunch before the BR is out to give it a fair chance. Yeah, well, that's what I'm seeing. And again, they did at first, they said that they were not going to compete with Call of Duty. We're not competing with Call of Duty because they didn't want to have another X-Defiant situation, which I think is what it was. But the more I see people play Battlefield 6, the more I'm going, isn't this Call of Duty, right? It reminds me more of what Call of Duty used to be, not what Battlefield is, and not what Battlefield used to be. It seems like they're trying to fit into the old Call of Duty style games. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting right now. So, I mean, for people that are getting sick and tired of Call of Duty, that want something else, Battlefield 6 is probably the closest thing you're going to get to, especially when the BR comes out. I think a lot of people are going to jump ship from Call of Duty and go over to Battlefield 6. That's what it seems like right now. And all the complaints of Battlefield 6 right now, currently, it seems like, are the Call of Duty kids that don't like the way Battlefield plays, but they expect it to be the same. Bloom is a huge issue that I see. Bloom, get rid of the bloom. The bloom is too much. That's kind of how guns work, though. It's kind of how it works. Oh, and recoil. That's also a thing, guys. Recoil is a thing. Not fun when I keep running around and tanks are destroying me. Right. So, I mean, Mark for Life, I'll be jumping in that BR as well. I don't really have high hopes at this point. It'll just be nice if there's another BR option that's not Warzone. But the more I see, the more it looks like it's just going to end up being a Warzone competitor. We hope not. Battlefield players are crucifying COD players in BF lobbies. No, they're not gonna change those things, but that's what I'm seeing. Right now is the perfect opportunity for them to show everybody that they're not like everybody else. Because that's the problem we've been having for the last, 5-6 years now, is that the influencers, the streamers, the pro players, I do put that in the quotes, pro players, they are the ones that determine the direction the games go. And they're the ones that don't pay for the fucking game. It seems like the people that have more input on how a game is made are the ones that don't fucking pay for it. But they're the face of the game. So they want to make those guys happy, because if an influencer has 15 million people watching them play a game and they're just beating it up the entire time, then that's a good percentage of people that aren't going to buy the game because this one person's telling them not to buy the game. So I understand why companies want to cater to these types of people. But again, the 99% of the people that are buying the fucking game should have louder, bigger voices than the minority. And this is an ongoing problem. The more we get into esports and the more that we have influence and more streamers and this things like these are bad things for the industry. That's why I like to see some of these companies that are actually listening, and you go to their Discord channel and you put stuff in there and they respond to you and they're like, oh, that's a good idea. How could we, give us another idea how we can emphasize on this and we can change these things. Exoborn, I've been part of them for a while, and I've been putting up ideas there and I get feedback. I give them feedback. They give me feedback. It's great. So I'm hoping that game shapes up to be something solid. But Call of Duty is it's huge with that. I mean, who's the guy that who's the face of Call of Duty right now? Swagger or something like that. Swaggy, guy with the curly hair. he seems to have more say-so over what happens in these games right now. Whenever he cries about something and he puts out videos of this and that, it seems like the next day they have put out a rollback or a nerf or a buff to whatever he was complaining about. That's not good. That's not good business. That's not good business. Catering to the one or two people that play the game the most is not good. That's not a good way to do things. The aim assist is driving me nuts. Keeps pulling my crosshairs off people. Haven't found perfect settings yet. Plug that mouse and keyboard in, brother. Plug that mouse and keyboard in, and you'll find the perfect settings. We don't want them in servers. Battlefield vets are hoping COD does somewhat okay, so COD players leave Battlefield behind. I right now I see one of the biggest concerns when it comes to games. I'm one that has been asking for input only lobbies since X Defiant showed us it could exist, that it was a good thing to do. The problem is that PC gaming as a whole, because of cheating, because of software cheats, has become such a big problem. It seems like it's in everybody's head. So now when they lose in a game, regardless of any evidence of any sort, they immediately say they're cheaters, they're on PC. All PC players are cheaters. All cheaters. But I still think that we need to do that. We need to open up the lobbies and put everybody into one pool together. All consoles, PCs, put them all in one lobby, and then divide it by input control. Put controllers with controllers, put mouse and keyboard with mouse and keyboard, and everybody should be fucking happy at that point. I mean, they're already showing us with this trusted computing, the secure boot, that they can keep a lot of the cheaters off these games. So again, secure boot is going to become the norm. And I spent over the weekend, I went through and because I updated some BIOS on a couple different computers. I went through and made sure all the computers in the house are actually on secure boot now, so they're ready to go for future endeavors and things. So it's going to be a thing, but I really think that we need to, I think a lot of the problem is that mouse and keyboard normally is on PC, even though a lot of these games do have mouse and keyboard support on console. People just don't understand that. But I think when they lose to a PC player, they immediately think they're cheating because they're on mouse and key, so which is way more accurate than aim assist is going to be. So not necessarily that they're cheating, they just don't like the fact that they're getting beat by mouse and keyboard, even though they have the same ability on their consoles to do these things. So I think they just need to separate. If you want to play with a controller on your PC, then you should be in the controller lobbies with everybody else. If you want to play mouse and keyboard, you should be in a lobby with all the other keyboard and mouse players, whether they're on PC or console. This is something that should just happen. But everyone's calling for console only lobbies. But that's not good, because then you're just going to keep splitting up the lobbies, and it's going to be a mess. But I don't know. PC gaming is way more an in thing now than it was 10 years ago. So the amount of people that actually play on PC is growing steadily over the years. So if anything, the console players are cutting themselves off from playing with everybody. We don't want them in the servers. Battlefield vets are hoping. So you just don't want COD players in there? You just want COD players to leave? What it is that the COD players, I think a lot of them are going to leave when COD comes out. So you only have to put up with this for about a month, right? Because when does it come out? Is it November 14th that Black Ops 7 comes out? So you guys you have 3 weeks left. So, I mean, it sucks. Yeah, I get it. You're going to have a lot of crybabies in there and stuff. But I think a lot of them are going to leave. Servers might be kind of quiet on the 14th. And then as the week goes on, you'll see more and more players come back to Battlefield 6. The ones that want to stay on Call of Duty will, but I think the ones that are sick of Call of Duty but want Battlefield 6 to be something it isn't, they're going to be back. So no matter what, you're still going to have to deal with these people, just not as many of them. But you're right. You guys have to, 3 more weeks, and then you'll be rid of a lot of these guys. You won't have to deal with it anymore. But there's still going to be people there. If you've seen lobby chats, yes. No, I've been reading a lot of stuff, and I see a lot of comments, and yeah. It's like the 19 Black Blacks versus Whites, but now it's Battlefield versus COD. Spy versus Spy. It's I don't know if they, again, I know that they said they didn't want to compete with Call of Duty. No one really does, because I mean they're like the banks are just, they're too big to fail at this point. Call of Duty is something huge at this point. But yeah, I don't know what that was either, Manic. I just kind of just walked past it. I think there was something he was trying to say there, but it just kind of fell flat. Anyhow, what was I saying? But I can tell you now, with the information that I have and what I've been reading, they 100% wanted to compete with Call of Duty, and I think that's why they launched a month early, and they did what they did. They did what they did, and I still, to this day, I watched Hollywood Bob play over the weekend, and I think he played a lot of Rush, but he was playing a lot of different things, a lot of different game modes, and he was all over the place. I still have not seen any big maps. I still have not seen not one big map. They're all mid to smaller size. They all look like they're team deathmatch maps. There's not, I don't see the maps anymore. And I've seen a lot of people call for bringing the old maps back, like remastering some of the old maps, like the best and greatest maps from going across all the all the Battlefield games, and then just putting them in this game here. I don't think that's a bad idea. I really don't. It's like Race Wars. Call of Battlefield. I've been calling Battlefield of Duty. Racial comments, etc., like COD scum. Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay, I thought you were comparing. Okay, I read that wrong. I've been playing Conquest as the big maps and domination, basically. I got you. Are the big maps big? That's the question. Because again, I'm only seeing certain maps being played, and they're all tiny games, tiny little maps. The movement seems to be a little quicker now too. But I don't know. I don't have the game. I haven't played the game. One of my kids bought it, and I helped him. He's the one I had to do the BIOS update for, because he was like a year and a half behind on BIOS updates. And yeah, and Secure Boot has new keys coming out and things like that. So for those of you that are playing the game, you might want to double check and make sure your BIOS, you have the proper BIOS on there, because I think next year, Windows 10 support just ended, but next year the Secure Boot keys are going to be switched over. So Secure Boot won't work unless you've updated your BIOS. So I made sure I was going around the house and doing that for everyone's computers. But he has Battlefield 6, and he's like, can we make sure the Secure Boot's on for me so I can play Battlefield? I'm like, oh yeah, that's fine. I was like, I didn't know you bought it. He's like, I haven't played it yet. I was like, well, when did you buy it? He's like, the day it came out. I'm like, why haven't you played it yet? He's like, I don't know. I just haven't played it yet. So, and I still don't know if he's even played it. But yeah, he bought it day one, and he just, like, why'd you buy it if you're not going to play? He's like, oh, I thought my buddies were going to get on with me too, but they don't want to play it. I'm like, oh, well, just get on there. You'll find people to play with. I didn't want to say anything wrong like segregation, but that's what it is. I would have just gone in a different direction with it. The way you say it there, the way it just sounds bad. I see what you're going for, but it just sounds bad. Oh yeah, I would have just said it's just segregation. I just would have used that word because when you read it back, it sounds bad. It sounds really bad. Like I'm like, I know he's trying to say, because that's not typical Penguin here. Penguin's not like that. So I'm like, I think he was trying to say something, and it just kind of fell flat. All right. So now we know we'll move on, just because this is starting to get dangerous. We're starting to get into dangerous territory here. Next, let's talk about religion and politics. So about the no kings. Oh man, that was that. No matter where I went, because again, I get on Facebook a lot. just to see what my friends and family are doing, and see what the crazies are doing nowadays. If I want to laugh, I get on Facebook for certain things, but no, I usually my timeline the Google one that the algorithm of things that I look at or whatever, that shows me all the news that I need for the day, which is usually video game stuff. That's usually what I get, along with other things, because I do have a life outside of video games, just so you guys know. Like there's a lot of shit that I do on the daily basis. But anyhow, pulling up Facebook was just a mess. It was just a mess. You want to talk segregation? You want to talk about one side or the other side, dude? The people on both sides of just politics right now, they're just, everyone's ridiculous. Everyone is ridiculous. You're crying. You're crying. You're crying. No, you're the crybaby. You're the snowflake. No, you're the snowflake. It's just, dude. It's just. if you put just a window, a piece of glass in between these people, guaranteed on both sides, it's just this. It's just this. There's no communication. These debates that they have are not really debates. I'm talking from the middle. I'm not one way or the other. I'm just talking right down the middle. These debates that they want to have, they're not really debates. They're just, it's nonsense. It's just arguments. It's just everyone argues. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. No one wants to sit down and just have a conversation. Nobody wants to sit down and just talk things through. It's just a lot of FUs on both sides right now, and it's insane. It's insane. The government's still closed. Blame who you want to blame on that. I mean, both sides want to be pointing fingers at each other. You blame whoever you want, whatever. If you do the research and you look into things, there's a clear picture of what's happening. But again, believe who you want to believe, because that's just kind of the world we live in now. We have facts and we have alternative facts. You believe what you want to believe. That's just kind of where it's at. So we have crazy stuff going on. We have billions of dollars we cut from aid to other countries, but we're sending billions of dollars to other countries to bail them out. We're letting people that have pled guilty to charges out of prison. There's just crazy shit happening here, man. It's wild. And then you look at the every other country out there looking at us, because all eyes are on us right now. They're going, what is happening? What is happening? Dude, we're just in a bad spot. We're in a really, really, really bad spot right now in this country. And until we're all willing to sit down and talk it through and stop acting like babies on both sides, nothing's going to happen. Nothing good's going to happen. That's for sure. So that's my 2 cents. There's my politics talk for the day. And it's always the same. Everyone's acting like a fucking spoiled, rotten child, and we all need to sit down and figure some shit out. That's it. Anyhow. There you go. You wanted politics? There you go, Manic. I don't think anyone can disagree with what I just said there, because, again, it was pretty unbiased. It's crazy. Humanity's downfall is going to be bickering. Yeah. I was sweating the more I tried to tiptoe, the worse it sounded. I know. You're still stepping in it. You're spreading it around. That's all right. We're just going to move on. We have a veteran tournament today, and the honor guard isn't there because of the shutdown. The people that are being affected by the shutdown, it sucks for them. I understand why the government is shut down, and I understand what the reasons behind. I get it, but it sucks that so many people are affected by it, and then it's being utilized as a how do I say this without saying, sounding like an asshole, but it's being used as a political stunt, but on both sides, really. It's just, I don't know. It's bad. I don't think people that are working their ass off to do something, their pay shouldn't be affected by people that can't make an agreement someplace else. They did their job, pay them people. And if the government's going to be shut down, you shouldn't be mad at them for going home and waiting for it to be over, which also means that airplanes are going to be grounded, no flights. I don't know who else is the army, the fucking military. I think a majority of them are they're furloughed right now. I don't know. If they want to play games in the government, it shouldn't affect these other people, which unfortunately, because they play games, it does affect everybody. But yeah, it's not good. We love you, Penguin. Yeah, that's right. Just shh, shh. Just sit in the back. Just sit in the back for a few minutes. We'll come back around to you in a minute. I don't know much about the government shutdown. Sounds like it would function like an old school standoff. I highly advise. I think that's what a lot of the people's problem is that, you know, that these news outlets and their friends and their neighbors and their relatives are telling them what to think. And instead of doing the research, instead of going out there and finding out the reasons why, or reading anything in general, they just jump on the bandwagon, whatever it may be. So there's a lot of people out there, but I see this with other things too. The strike, where there's going to be another GM strike. This happens every few years. Whenever the contract's up, there's another strike. But it's a lot of the time you can ask these people what they're striking for, and they don't even know. They have no idea. They just know that their boss or their friend or their neighbor or somebody told them how to feel, and that's kind of what they do. So it sucks. If people would do more research and spend time looking into these things, I think that better decision would be made in general, because more people would be aware of what's happening and start saying something. But I don't know. Again, we'll see what happens. Is it still down? Yes, it is. Was it yesterday? No, it wasn't yesterday. They were gone for the weekend. I think last Tuesday was the last vote that they had. I could be wrong. Longest record was like 20 plus days, if I remember correctly. Shutdown's currently all history's third longest. Yes. The longest was 17. Well, as far as I know, I think the one under Obama was 17 days. And I think that was currently the longest. And then Trump had one before. And then this is his second, I think. Second or third? Here, I'll look it up real quick here. Okay, so the most significant shutdown included the 35-day shutdown of 2018-2019 during President Trump. Okay, so Trump has the longest in history at 35 days. Bill Clinton had one from 95 to 96. It was a 21 day. And then as there was a 16-day shutdown in 2013 during Barack. So Barack was 16. I thought it was 17 days, but either way. But starting from 1980, there's been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's been 11 government shutdowns since 1980. Interesting. Okay. So currently we're on day 20, it looks like, of this one that's still currently ongoing. Trump had 3. Wow. Okay. So Reagan had 3. Reagan had 3 shutdowns. George H.W. Bush had 1. Clinton had 2. Barack Obama had 1. And Donald Trump has had 3 government shutdowns. First one was 3 days. Second one was 35 days. And then this one's currently at 20 days. So, which makes what he said, it didn't age very well, did it? The man's own words during the Obama one didn't age too well. I'm sure he doesn't like that video being posted, but yeah. Google says 35. Yeah, the Wikipedia is saying 35 as well. Sorry, days count was. Yeah, still that's a long time. That's for a full month for the government to be shut down. Yeah. I haven't read a whole lot, but it seems to boil down to the usual, both sides blaming each other, and the contention point is healthcare, supposedly. Let's break some records. Let's make this thing go longer than break it again in a few months. My God, I don't want that to happen. I just want everything to run smoothly. I just want things to run smoothly. I want to stop gutting government things until we actually look at them. If we're going to stop aid for all other countries, we should stop aid for all other countries, not just cherry pick the ones we want to aid and which ones we don't want to. There's a lot of things that I think we need to slow the fuck down on. I don't see it lifting anytime soon. If we had a vehicle shut down more than once, you would get a new one. Just saying. Right. So what it is that you have the Republicans that are saying that the Democrats are. This is the like the surface level. If you dig deeper, you'll find out that there's more to it. But the surface level, Republicans are saying the Democrats are holding out to give illegal aliens or undocumented immigrants health care. Okay. If you do some research, you'll find out that, yeah. So, and then the Democrats are saying that the way the bill is now, the clean bill that they have, if they sign it right now, you're going to lose a lot of the healthcare subsidies, which means that a lot of people's healthcare will go through the roof. So they're holding out until that's taken out. Democrats say we don't, we can't have this for the people. We got to hold off. Republicans are saying that's not what's in the bill. You guys just want to give illegal aliens healthcare, and that's what the surface level of the tension is right now. But there's more to it, and I invite you to go research, go look into it, especially if you're going to have a voice. If you're going to go on social media and you're going to add to the conversation, at least do the research so you know what you're talking about. And again, I'm not talking ill of anybody, but that should just be the norm. If you're going to talk about something, you should at least know something about it, right? And that's part of what this No Kings thing was all about. It was, that our current president is acting out of line. He's pushing boundaries, which he absolutely is pushing boundaries, not necessarily breaking the law. There's some things that are kind of sketchy and there's a lot of gray area shit he's doing, but he's the way that he's doing business right now doesn't look good. And that's why they're saying no kings, because I know there's a lot of confusion. People are like, oh, we don't have kings. We don't have, but what it is that they think he's acting like a king and that he's eventually going to try to take over as a king, which a lot of things do point to that. But again, there's so much going on that it's hard to say for sure what's actually happening. But that's what the No Kings thing was all about. And it apparently had the record high turnout. It was one of the most attended event in history or something like that in U.S. history. One of the biggest rallies ever to happen. So did it work? No, but it didn't do anything. He's still in office. I think that's what they're going towards. Or is it, the Supreme Court needs to jump in and kind of slow him down, which is already happening. The courts are stopping him from doing certain things, because, a lot of things that, again, are gray area. So is it illegal? Is it not illegal? Is it not legal? What's actually, going on here? So did it work? I don't know. I think it did raise awareness that there are a lot of people out there that are not happy with things that are going on right now. So did it work? I don't know. Did it raise awareness? Yes. Did it get him out of office? No. Did it stop him from doing the things that he does? No. It's not going to stop him. He's still going to continue to do the things he's doing. But it did raise awareness, and it let other people, even outside of the country, know that there is a big chunk of the population that's not happy with the way things are going right now. So, I know in our area, just in our county here, and even the small cities, there was big turnouts. Even in our city, in our little town here, big turnout. So there was a lot of people involved in this. Yeah, we're apparently about to end aid to Colombia. Yeah, he said that he's that the president there or whatever is he's a cartel member and this and that. Yeah, we just announced we're sending more Patriot systems to Ukraine. I agree with that, though. We should be helping Ukraine out. And he did change his tune all of a sudden. I don't know why, but he was all about, just surrender to Putin. And now all of a sudden he's like, oh, we'll help you. Now that I have the full picture. I love that. Now that I have the full picture. So yeah, I agree with that. We should be helping Ukraine. We should be helping a couple different countries right now. There's other things that are happening, especially in Africa, that we should be helping out with, especially since we call ourselves a Christian nation. There's a lot of things that around the world we should be helping out with. I don't know if sending billions of dollars to a country to bail them out of a situation that is now selling our product to China and our our farmers are losing out on those sales because of tariffs. Some of these things, when the optics just look bad. So I don't know. It's hard to say, man. I don't know much about this topic. That's why I'm making jokes. I got you. If we have another virus outbreak, we could have the plot to Division 1. That's been a scare tactic for a long time, and it could happen. People are, there's still theories that COVID was man-made and released to see how well the world would handle it, or how fast it would spread. It was basically it was a test for what's really coming. But again, I mean, if you watch enough movies, this is shit that's been happening for 30, 40 years, They said they had a huge one where I live. It was on multiple news sites. I drove past and there was barely anyone there. Yeah, I saw something about apparently some Boston footage was from some event in 2017. I don't know, but then there were people that were quick to go to social media immediately and be like, "Hey, we're here right now. Here's the crowd," and they're holding up their phone and you could see massive amount of people there. So I don't really know. I just know that the people that were at these events are saying that these numbers are they're true. So I don't know. And again, we saw a couple of them here in the area, and there was a lot of people. There's a huge turnout. There was more people to this than there was the last GM strike. Which the last GM strike, if you don't, our area is like 80% GM workers. A lot of GM people in this area. So anyhow. I'm good how things are, not political or either side, just good right now. I don't know if Trump goes radical tyrant. The No Kings protest shows how many people stand against him. Meaning selfishly, I'm happy. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been, like, personally, if you think, I haven't really been affected by much of this change since January. We're seeing prices are still continuing to go up. Inflation's still going up. I mean, in Michigan here, Consumers Energy is our utilities company, and they just got permission from the government to raise prices again. So this winter is going to be another expensive winter to heat your house. And, we have 2 fucking furnaces in this place. I'm about to shut down one wing of the house and say everyone lives on this side of the house, So it just... the prices are continuously going up. I don't work for the government. My wife doesn't work for the government, so the government shutdown hasn't really affected us any. The tariffs have definitely caused, issues with pricing and things. Gas prices are still up. Eggs are finally coming down, but I mean that we already know why the egg prices are coming down. That's not a big thing. But like food prices in general, the grocery store prices, they're still high, very high. So, I mean, as far as I have been personally affected by this, yeah, a little bit, not as bad as other people. But I think what the whole point is if things keep going in this direction, a whole hell of a lot of people are going to be affected more so than you think. So I don't know. Sup, Nuke? What's going on, man? I'm just saying every American should get one airstrike to call in one location of your choosing. Okay. All right. Okay. The fuck? I've had one impact. I buy Cuban cigars from Switzerland. What? Trump changed customs to check all packages used to be greater than $800, so my stuff getting confiscated. Me not happy. Why are you getting them from Switzerland? Are there Cuban refugees up in Switzerland or something? Because I thought Obama okayed the trade. Didn't Obama lift the trade thing with Cuba? Because that was one of the things that he mic dropped at the end of his thing. He's like, I gave you guys Cubans, man. So I thought that. So how? Okay, so because I could have swore because didn't what's his name? Didn't they like kind of drop some of their shit and they started to play by the rules and things like that? Embargo's not lifted. Okay. So how the fuck are we getting Cubans? Through Switzerland? Couldn't you just fly to Cuba and bring back no, I don't think so. I don't think that I don't think that'd work. Obama tried, never passed. Okay, all right. I'm picking to strike Activision HQ. Damn, bro. You want a drone strike on American citizens? Trump actually got harder on them. I don't agree with the embargo on Cuba. We are hurting a third world country. I mean, damn, we trade with China. Yeah, I understand. I get the whole Bay of Pigs thing, and I get, you know, but isn't Castro dead? Didn't his brother take over? Like, didn't they? And then his brother started to kind of like relax on a lot of the shit that was going on in Cuba. I order my goods from the Penguin Island and only has a 10% tariff. Are you talking about Antarctica? Are you talking about Antarctica? That's funny. Yes, Raul. Yeah. So I thought that Fidel passed the torch to his brother because he fell ill, and I think he's passed since then. Maybe not. I'm pretty sure he did. But anyhow, and then his brother was a little more liberal, I guess you'd say, more progressive. Decided to kind of like, let's knock this shit off and let's start, you know, being real here. But either way. So tariffs are affecting a lot of people, whether you know it or not, or whether you think so or not. It's affecting a lot of people, and I think that's what this whole thing is about. Is that like it just you know, with ICE pushing through the country haphazardly, just grabbing everybody off the streets, it creates, you know, some unrest with the citizens. Again, what he's doing isn't necessarily bad, but the way it's being done is not very good. Like with Doge, going in and just gutting everything with a chainsaw instead of using a scalpel to trim the fat, just going in and just shutting all this stuff down. Not a good way to do business, man. Not a good way to handle this stuff. But again, the government isn't a business, so why when you hear people say that they want, you know, let's put a businessman in there to run it like it's not a business, guys. This is people's welfare and livelihood. It's not a business. This isn't a corporate takeover. I didn't know Activision HQ is in the USA. Yeah, isn't it up in Portland, or not Portland? Isn't it in Portland? I thought Activision HQ was up in Seattle. Is it not? So Obama loosened the restriction to the point where you could get one case, then Trump retightened, then Biden loosened, and rinse and repeat. I got you. Yeah, he's so worried about undoing everything that his predecessors did. Like, can you just let some stuff rest, man? Political football. My damn cigars on the casualty. I know that's right. Never getting past the 40-yard line either way. I know people used to order Cubans to ship through the UK as well. I see. So what you're saying is so you're ordering them. So Switzerland is ordering them from Cuba and then sending them out, reshipping them out to everybody else in the world. So they're like the hub. Why? When we're 90 miles away from them, guys, why don't we just go get our own Cuban cigars? See, these are things that I just don't understand. I don't understand it, you know. But again, it's a lot of politics and holding one hostage and using it's political warfare. You know, it's just God. Money is the root of all evil, guys. Money is the root of all the evil out there. Such BS. I agree. So there you go. We're currently on day 20 of this government shutdown. Probably I don't see any end in sight unless I think what they need to do is this is and I think a lot of people are thinking the same thing. Let's go back to the bill. Let's get rid of all the healthcare shit. We'll put that on. We'll put a pin in it. We'll put it on the wall. We'll get back to that later. Okay. Let's just take that part that they're fighting over out of the bill, and let's get the government reopened, and then we can worry about the healthcare shit. I understand people don't want healthcare going to illegal aliens. Okay. And I also understand that people don't want their premiums to go through the fucking roof. They're saying double, which it could be more than that. Who knows? So I get both sides of it. But again, the bill kind of states things that kind of, again, I don't want to lean one way or the other, but if you read the bill, it doesn't really say what one side is saying. So in that case, let's just get rid of it. Just get it the fuck out of here. And let's put together a clean bill like it should have been in the first place. And let's get the government reopened, and then they can argue about health insurance down the road. But I think at the end of the day, we can all agree that we do not want our health insurance to go up in price, right? That's the one thing. Like, they can raise gas and they can raise, they can raise eggs and they can raise, groceries. What we do not want to see our health insurance raise in cost. I think we all agree on that. So here's another thought. And this is, there's no truth to what I'm saying here. I'm just taking what both sides are saying and I'm saying, what if, okay? This is a what if scenario. What if, in order to keep your health insurance cost lower, health insurance was in some way, shape, or form given to illegal, undocumented immigrants? Would you be okay with it the way it is? Or if the undocumented thing goes away and there's absolutely no health care for undocumented immigrants, but your health care is going to go up, is going to double, which one are you on? So this right here will really tell you what the actual problem is. How you answer that question kind of tells you and everybody else where the problem lies. Simple. We can't have nice things. I know that's right. Is Activision not in Silicon Valley? Is Silicon Valley not Silicon Valley anymore? I thought everyone moved out of Silicon Valley and they're all in Texas now. Or at least that's what Subnuke told me. I was pretty confident that Activision was up there somewhere by Microsoft. Isn't Facebook based out of Seattle as well? You're using common sense. Whatever happens, America's facing too much division to stand a chance against the government. Most freedom generation is pretty gun and incompetent. Not a good mix. Yeah, you're using common sense. It's not allowed, and that doesn't work in politics. I know that's what I'm saying. I don't know much about cigars, so I Googled the most expensive one. The Gurkha Royal Courtesan is the world's most expensive cigar, costing up to $1.36 million per cigar. It is handcrafted with rare Himalayan tobacco infused with Remy Martin's Louis. Oh, that's why. It features a 24 karat gold leaf wrapper and a 5 karat diamond studded band. Well, I mean, if you took those things off, it'd only be $1 million. So, Manic, which ones do you prefer? Do you prefer the Gurkha or do you prefer the Cubans? Which one do you like better? I assume you've had both. Are you offering to send me one? Here you go, free sample. Pause. So cheaper with immigrants or more expensive without? Yes. Yeah, that's the question. I get my health care through the VA. And you guys and the VA should be the easiest medical facility company to navigate for veterans. And it sounds like it is the worst. I don't know what your experience is, Subnuke. I do have some family members that are veterans, and God bless you all. But the stories that I have heard on my end would make you furious what some of these veterans have to go through in order to get things that were fucking promised to them. It's horrible. I think VA, you guys should have the best healthcare on the fucking planet. Yeah. You guys should have no copays. You should have put zero money in. If there's a socialist healthcare system, it should go to the veterans. We should be looking out for our veterans. I ordered a box, put it on the platinum. Of Cubans? Because if you're buying those Gurkhas, you better have a black card, my friend. Because they're in a platinum or diamond card in the world that'll get you even one. I don't even think there's a credit line that would get you a the stub of one that's already been smoked in an ashtray somewhere, you know? That's crazy. I like to jerka. I got you. VA is government run, so should we go to single payer government run healthcare for all? These are a lot of things that people have been asking for. I know that other countries do it, and I know that their system isn't perfect. Ours is not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. So, I mean, that's the question right there. That is the question. Well, got to run to get to the girls, and yeah, the VA sucks. My second experience. Thank you, Hotshot. Have a great day. Thanks for being here with us. I appreciate you. Lol, the VA is a nightmare to deal with 90% of the time. Right, exactly, and it shouldn't be. It should not be, sub. Again, you guys are making the ultimate sacrifice. Even if you don't make the ultimate sacrifice overseas and you come back, a lot of people come back with some sort of PTSD or some mental health issue, concussions. I mean, yeah, you guys need the best health care. You guys should not be in any lines anywhere. You guys should be right to the front of the line to get all your health care. You guys should have the best mental health care. You guys should have the best mental health care available on the fucking planet. With all the shit you guys have to deal with and see, especially combat veterans, all the shit that you guys have to see overseas, things that no one should ever have to see, right? When you guys come back, it's not like you guys are like Rambo and you guys can suppress those feelings, you know? All right, Rambo's a bad one. Arnold Schwarzenegger in any movie he's ever been in, he always comes off with a scratch and he could kill 1 million people and he's not fazed by it. No one's like that. When you do and see horrible things and you see things like that that you know that you shouldn't have to see, it fucks with your head. And that's why you guys need the best mental health care out there. I don't know. What's the Medal of Honor for? I was going to make a video game joke, but I'm not going to do that. They're giving out 5 medals of honor today. So medals of honor, aren't they the ones of the commending the people that have perished in the line of duty? Because the Medal of Valor isn't, the Medal of Valor is for civilians, right? Medal of Honor is for the fallen. Purple Heart is for ones wounded. That's a good question. The VA is the closest to a thing to socialized medicine we have, and it's horrible. Because it's not done correctly. It's not done correctly. It's done terribly. And if they pumped even a little bit of the money that they get for the actual military budget every year, if they would like give you guys a nice little chunk of that, the VA would be a completely different thing. I don't know, the game's named after it, but how do you get one? Not sure. We have a veterans golf tourney today. I just saw it on the paperwork. Oh, okay. Medal of Honor, usually doing something so insanely brave and stupid that you got killed or could have gotten killed or saved a bunch of people through your actions, etc. It varies for each award. Gotcha. Okay. So it's just for the extreme. It's the people that put their lives on the line, either died for it or, you know, made it out, but really risked their lives to, you know, to do something crazy. Gotcha. And that, I assume, Subnuke, that is only for military personnel, right? That's not one of those civilian ones. Medal of Valor is the civilian version, right? Of someone that a civilian that saved lives, put their life at risk and things like that, right? American Battle Monuments is the tournament. Medal of Honor is often given posthumously, but not always. I gotcha. I said World War II, so they would be almost 100. Oh my God, they would be, yeah. If they were babies coming in at the time, if you came in at 44, if you came in at 44 and you were 18, that means that you were born in 26, right? So that means that you would be almost 100 years old now, right? Am I doing the math correctly? You'd be 99 years old now if you went into the war, into World War II at 18 years old in 44. Is the math in there? I don't know. I know Purple Hearts are for wounds, right? Yes. Medal of Honor is military only. Yes. Purple Heart is wounded in combat. And what is the Medal of Valor? Let me look it up. Let me look it up here. I always ask you guys because I just instead of me looking it up, I'm always hoping that you guys have the answer. Okay, so it's a public safety Medal of Valor, and that's pretty much what it is. Medal of Honor. So the top 3 awards in the military is Medal of Honor. For each branch, there's a different one, but the U.S. Army is Distinguished Service Cross. There's Navy Cross, Air Force Cross. So there's a cross, there's Honor, Cross, and then a star, a Silver Star. Those are the top 3 awards you can get in the military. But what about Space Force? Does Space Force have these? Because it's only for the 4. Coast Guard and the Space Force don't have one. There you go. Shout out to the fallen. Absolutely. I still think it's funny that the Coast Guard has one Medal of Honor recipient and he was Canadian. That is pretty funny. Well, I mean, Canada, they're like our little brothers, right? I mean, I think that's why at one point he was kicking around the idea of just taking over Canada as the 51st state, which I still think is pretty funny. I don't know if he was trolling or if he was serious about that. I don't know if he knows kind of how the world works, but like you can't just adopt a country under. It doesn't work that way. But I could still see that happening, right? Canada finally gets sick of it and says, okay, fine, we'll become part of the U.S. Yes, I mean, they're the closest thing to us. Except up there, they speak English and French, and down here we speak English and Spanish. So that's the only difference. Other than that, we're all pretty much the same. Would we make them adapt the imperial system, or we allow them to continue using the metric system because we're so fucking stubborn that we don't want to conform with 99.9% with the rest of the fucking world? You don't metric very well, do you? You actually salute a Medal of Honor recipient. I would. I salute all of them. But yes, that makes sense. In World War II, beaches his PT boat on a landing to provide cover for retreating Marines, sent his crew along with them, and stayed behind manning the 50 cal until he was KIA. That's pretty badass. That's pretty. Like, I mean, could you imagine being on that gun, knowing that your time was numbered? Because I mean, they're gonna snipe you. They're gonna get you off that fucking thing. That's the first thing we did too. Was we tried to snipe those fucking gunners, get them the hell out of there. So being behind that gun, knowing your time it's coming any moment now. You're gonna take one to the fucking noggin and you're done. And you just stay on that motherfucker, just spitting hate, bop 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 bop, knowing that every second that you're behind that gun, you're saving another life that's next to you trying to get to the fucking beach. That's pretty badass. That's pretty badass. So absolutely, Canadian or not, that a great fucking human being that didn't give a shit who was standing next to him. I don't care, I don't care if you're Canadian, American, British, whatever. We're fighting together to end this shit. Let's go. We're all today. We're all fucking brothers. So that right there, absolutely. Just don't tell a certain somebody because he'll try to strip it from him. I use both measurements. I do too. I use a lot of metric. This is America. We measure with anything but metric or imperial. Yeah, you're going to need about 3 beer cans of water for that. Yeah. All men are equal in the crucible. I like when, like, so my brother and I, we were working on this Jeep project we had over the summer, which it didn't turn out. It didn't work, but I had a really good time. It was a really good bonding thing for me and my brother, who haven't spent a lot of time together in the last 20 years. But he just kept making fun of, it was like every other fucking bolt we go to, one was metric, then one was imperial, one was metric, one was imperial. And he's just like, Jesus, I mean, the American car companies couldn't figure out what the fuck they wanted to put in here, man. He's like, they're like, well, here, half these engineers use the metric system. These other half use the fucking imperial system, and they couldn't figure things out between them. So then when it came time to put mash everything together, they're like, well, some of these will use metric bolts. Some of these will use, it's just crazy to me, man. There was a soldier in Vietnam who got 13 confirmed kills while dead. He died on the MG with a death grip while holding the line. That is cool, man. It's morbid, but just yeah, that's crazy, man. All right, back to the grind. Subnuke, thanks for hanging out with us, man. I hope you have a good time. Hopefully they give you some time off, here shortly, so you can come play games with us, dude. I haven't seen you come across any games being played in like a year, dude. I haven't seen you pop up saying Subnuke's playing a game today. I haven't seen you play anything in like a year's time. So I hope at some point they give you some time off so you can go back to what you used to do, you used to love doing, and that's playing some games. But I know you got to make that money. Got to make that money. I get it. Also, before I go, to anybody in the Georgia area with an interest in raising awareness for veteran suicide, take a look at John's mission for 22. Okay, thank you. The wife and I are we're looking to be down there in South Carolina here in the next few years. Right now that's our go-to spot. Every year we're going to take another vacation someplace other than that area to see if there's any place other than that we're looking for. But right now, it's Myrtle Beach area looks pretty solid for us. We like that. Anyhow, thank you, Hotshot. I appreciate you. I'm about to go as well. I got to get to work in here. I got a handful of things to do this afternoon. I don't know what I'm doing this week, guys. I have no idea. I'm just going to hop in here, and I think we'll just kind of just play it by ear. I don't have any games right now I'm really interested in. Maybe I'll get into this boxes game, and maybe I'll want to play this later or something. Who knows? And remember, kids, when converting the metric to imperial, remember that the 1911 is external, and to carry the 2 world 40. Thank you. Good advice. So anyhow, with that being said, guys, not really sure what I'm playing the next couple days. Might go back to some Breakpoint. I think there's a couple things I got to do in there. I've already played all these demos, kind of running out of things to do. Maybe we'll just play some rando games. We'll do some random shit here. We'll see. But thanks for being part of the conversation. I know we kind of went all over the place. That's what happens when you have ADD. We talked a little politics. We talked a lot of games. We looked at a lot of these demos that are still available. Next Fest is officially over as of a half hour ago, and I think Arc Raiders, their stress test ended as well. But if you guys are still up for it, let me know. Let me know if you guys liked Arc Raiders besides Smokey and you're looking to get that game. Let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to sign off, and I'll see you guys bright and early in the morning. I got a handful of things going on tomorrow, but I should be here around the same time. I might have to end a little early, but it's going to be a busy week while I get things wrapped up for winter. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, I'm going to let you guys get on out of here, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. So enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for hanging out. Deuces.